Come one, come all, and settle in. Welcome to the Year of Frights. For the 5th year of Club Flashpoint, we dive into the world of horror. This month, Darkwood. I am Faden Cross.
I am Uncle.
I am Max.
And I am Beansprout.
Beansprout back again as a special guest for Darkwood.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Yay!
Welcome.
And yeah, we played Darkwood, a survival horror game developed and published by Acid Wizard Studios.
Nice.
Small little team.
Small little team. It was in early
very
access July 24th, 2014, and became a full game on August 17th, 2017, so 3 years later.
I think so. I'm the one who recommended this game.
Yes, you are.
All I knew about this game was a review that I half watched by Mandalore Gaming of this game, and it got to the point where, okay, if you're worried about spoilers, skip here. And it was one of the few games where I was interested enough to skip spoilers. It sounded cool, and that was years ago when he first put out the review, and I kind of just forgot about it. And then when thinking about this year of games, this spooky games that I probably would not play if I didn't have an excuse to play it, this was pretty much top of my list. So yeah, Darkwood was my choice, and honestly, it kind of speaks to this war of mine a lot. It's like a game I recommended for last year. It's a survival horror game with a day-night cycle. I don't know. I really liked this game, and I'm excited to hear how you guys all experienced it.
And before we get into that, we are going to go into our first opening segment here, the elevator pitch, to kind of pitch out Darkwood as if we were in an elevator with someone, trying to convince them to play Darkwood or fun Darkwood, whatever we're feeling that day. Who would like to do the elevator pitch today?
I have not done one in a very long time. I should probably do it.
All right, Uncle, it is your turn to pitch Darkwood. That sounds like we just play Darkwood every month, but that's not true. It is your turn to pitch this game.
Yeah. Next month, we'll play a different game next month, but we'll just pitch Darkwood again. I like this idea. This will become our new thing. We just keep pitching Darkwood. All right, well, pitch for Darkwood number 1. Are you ready to time me?
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. On your mark, get set, pitch.
All right, sir. So you know how scary Poland is, right? Especially in the woods. You get lost in the woods, and you're just lost for days and days and days. And you meet a doctor, and he knocks you out. And at first you're the doctor, but then you're somebody else, and everybody hates your face. That ever happened to you? Well, I've got a game where we do that, but from the top down. You're looking down like a god on high at this little man in Poland in the forest, trying his best to survive. Day-night cycles, survival stuff. This happens to you, right? This is something we all go through. A very relatable game.
Yeah,
you get lost in the woods. The trees are hissing at you. The mushrooms are killing you, and the
bear traps everywhere.
Bear traps everywhere. People have mud on their face.
You're just describing my drive home. I
exactly. Yeah.
It's a little Disco Elysium in the sense that you don't really remember.
Yeah, you have amnesia.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about Darkwood?
I love this game. I love it. It's almost perfect, except for how buggy it was for me.
Almost. I think
perfect.
I loved it. I loved every part of the stress that it applied in a way that other horror games haven't applied it before. I really liked the night cycles for the first few times that I did them. I'd say like the first 10 or 15. I enjoyed the first half of all the nights that I had when playing the game. But man, was it buggy. I'll have some really funny bugs to talk about, I guess, when we have our talk about bugs segment, I'm sure. Maybe we'll do that first. I don't know.
I only really had one bug happen to me. It was an inventory bug. It happened a couple of times, but it happened very early on, and I got it. One of them was almost beneficial, and the other wasn't that bad. So I had bugs, but that was... and honestly, it was a small bump in the road for me. At the end of the day, this is my ideal horror game. This is my ideal... I don't know. In a lot of ways, it really just perfectly hit my aesthetic tastes. And yeah, I don't know.
So
super
your aesthetic
super
tastes,
stressful.
Yeah, your aesthetic tastes,
but good.
For fear or for what you like about horror games, or
yes to both. It's
okay.
So I love nature horror. I love I don't even know how you describe this. Mushroom horror, is how I would describe this.
Yeah,
goopy horror, right? It's very, very liquidy.
Yeah.
It's very
late Soviet, post-Soviet eco horror. It's kind of an alien story. It's kind of a ghost story. At times, it feels like a fairy tale.
It has a bit of Roadside Picnic in there. Not Stalker the movie, but Roadside Picnic, especially with the mutants.
It's grim as fuck.
It's pretty brutal.
It's so intentional with what it shows you, with what you hear, with what you get to see, and what you don't get to see. And it plays with perspective in a way I had never really thought of. Especially in a top-down game like this, where you're seeing just the top of your character's head and your arms swinging from side to side for the most part. The fact that what you actually see is as narrow as a person's real cone of perspective, and the screen is full of all the things you don't see.
Yeah,
I love that. It's blurred and half remembered. It's your
how you actually
how you actually perceive the world, right? There are things right in front of you that you see very clearly. There are things that where your mouse is, if you're playing keyboard and mouse, which is where you're specifically focusing. And then there's all the stuff around you that you're perfectly aware of, but you're not directly looking at.
You don't have real-time updated knowledge about what's currently going on with it, except for doors.
Right, unless you're looking right at it. And so, I love it for that reason. I love how slowly it introduces you to the horror elements. I like moving furniture. Those are my first impressions of this game. Yeah.
What about you, Bean? What are your impressions?
Ooh, my first impressions. I am not really a horror video game person. I think this is honestly my first horror game I've ever actually played.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty scary one.
Yeah.
It really scared me. I'm not gonna lie. The nighttime scenes, I was too scared to open the door. I didn't get the wedding invite for the longest time because they kept knocking and I kept being like, I'm too scared to open the door. I'm too scared to open the door. Get away from me. And also like the ghosts and things, like I was too scared to even like turn off the lights or even like not have a torch on me at night.
Well, you shouldn't. That's good.
Yeah, I was really scared for a lot of it. But my overall first impressions, I really do like this game. I would actually recommend it. I really found it interesting having the top down. I think that made it a lot less scary, but also very scary too. It was still scary, but I think it was a lot less than like first like person where there's all this jump scares. It's kind of like the more like you hear the animals, you hear the things around you. It's really noise focused, whereas like you hear your feet crunching in the woods and you hear things rustling around you and you hear the dogs and you hear the mutants running around and you hear like the ghosts and the birds cawing and flying. Like that part was that was just as scary as a jump scare for me.
Yeah. And there's almost no music. Like it only every once in a while in very specific areas, and even then the music is just like a background. You know, it's really
it's
subtle.
droning.
Yeah, droning, humming, spookiness, and only on very rare occasions do you get that. Otherwise, this is a silent game besides the actual creatures and characters making noises. And like, you'll never hear a sound that doesn't have a thing causing that sound actually in the game, as far as I could tell.
And everything you do is so loud, like the building, the dragging the furniture, like everything is so loud.
Yeah, this game does audio extremely well, but I think it kind of had to with the perspective that of the top-down perspective. But it nailed it. I think. I like the first couple nights you experience in the game are just completely wild. Where like you're locked in your house, you put up your defenses that you have and that you want to have put in place, and you are just bombarded from all circular audio cues from around your head, from every different angle on your house of people knocking, testing things. And I didn't even think about, because I later looked up on the wiki about like the marriage thing, and when someone knocking the door, I'm like, I'm not answering the door at night. What do you? You are only feral creatures. But then I remember, I'm like, well, that does make sense. Like, why would they knock on my door if they are just feral creatures?
And like the noise, it really added to the horror, because again, it's like when you are alone in a cabin, everything feels so loud. When you are alone in the forest, everything feels so loud.
Yeah, hearing a creaky footstep in rooms that you're not like standing in is always spooky.
Yeah, it really nails like using old house style vibes that you would hear naturally in real life and just weaponizing that to give it to eldritch horrors.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're like, hey, let's just throw an enemy wave at you, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot that feels very random in this game that is very intentional. It feels like a real lived-in world as you're exploring it, I think. Like as you reach these different locations, they feel like places where people were coming and going, or are actively doing it, or things are actively coming and going and doing things here. The environments are really varied. You start with, there are 3 different zones at the beginning of this game that you find safe houses in one at a time, and then there's a second chapter to the game where you're in one big zone that's a lot more advanced in a lot of ways than the first 3. And Faden, you pointed out that not a lot of people get to that part of the game.
Yeah, it's one of those games where there's a lot of drop off, probably because of its difficulty. It's a hard game to navigate.
Yeah. What were your first impressions of this game?
Yeah, my general impressions here is I wasn't really ever scared, which kind of surprised me. I thought I would be scared with this game, but I don't know. I've been trying to experiment with horror more in my life, and this game feels good to play. I like how it plays. I like how combat is very, like, when you swing your axe, it takes wind up, it takes time. You have stamina, and there's no stamina bar per se, but it's based on how heavy you're breathing. Is there a stamina bar?
There is a stamina bar. There absolutely is a stamina bar.
I don't know why I said there wasn't. I was like, wait a second. As I was saying, I was like, wait, that's not true. That's not true. There is a stamina bar.
Yeah.
But you can measure it by how heavily you're breathing, so you don't have to look at it. Yeah.
And that's what I realized I started
Another
to do
intentional
as I played
move
the
with
game
the sound
more.
design.
Yeah, exactly. The heavy breathing the protagonist does is very good.
It's the most immersive top-down game I've ever played by a long shot.
Yes, definitely.
I really like the freaks in this game. There's a good cavalcade of freaks.
It's a good creature feature for sure.
I just mean the people you talk to.
Yeah,
I wasn't calling those everyone in here is a creature in this game.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
It's like imagine a world entirely populated by SpongeBob zoom-ins. Like SpongeBob close-ups. Like that's everybody in this world is a SpongeBob close-up.
I thought you were saying zoom-ins like a weird type of human.
No, like a close-up. You know what I'm talking about now, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. All the subtle body horror for kids that you see in SpongeBob.
Yeah. I do think this game suffers from being a little bit too long. Maybe it's tough.
I agree.
The thing is,
I agree.
I think if they replaced the old woods with the swamp, it would work better.
Yeah. Well, not only that though, it's also the game really wants you to figure out how to get going and go to places, and sometimes that's not really clear, which can work in its favor. But sometimes it's so obtuse that I was like, I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do, and I'm usually not bad at figuring out what to do in games, which is an interesting position to be in.
In my experience, the moments where I had that feeling were the ones where the perspective was getting in the way, where I was having a hard time telling what's here on the screen for me to interact with and what there are a lot of times where I couldn't tell if something was just like an artistic feature or a thing I need to get close to so I can interact with it, which is, I think, intentional. But there were other times where there are things that I apparently, after looking it up in a guide, should have clicked on or interacted with or known was there or thought to look at. That
hard to tell what's interactable.
Yeah. And like windows were a big problem for me. Like there were a few different times where the only way to progress or to make progress is to go through a window. And it's kind of hard to distinguish the windows, especially what windows are open and what windows are barricaded. It's pretty hard to visually tell the difference in this game, I think. And those were the moments where I got the most frustrated.
And I think it's important to keep in mind too, for people that don't know this game, that like, what do you mean a window? You can't figure it out. The game's also timed, so you're on a time every day. And you don't know the timer until you buy a specific item, like a wristwatch, in order to see the time of the current day. And if you're not back to your base within like the first little while, an instant kill monster spawns, and you are. I think you just have unless you can make it back to your house in time before it gets you, you just die.
Oh, I had a really fun time escaping from that insta-kill monster, actually, using the holes to get back to my place in the swamp. It was tricky, but I barely survived and made it. It was intense.
I never once risked staying out that late. Never once got insta-killed, except for the very first time it happens. Even then, I never got killed. I never got caught outside of a shelter at night.
Yeah, I think you only see the gore. I think it's called the gore if you are out like late at night in any other, like not in a story night or something like that.
Yeah.
It is a red mass that travels at you.
Red tendril mass that just travels at you pretty quick, and it doesn't care about walls.
There's one dream sequence where you run from that thing.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you, depending on how many doses you take, I think.
Oh, okay. Because I maxed out the doses.
Oh, yeah, then it's one of those dreams you get from a dose. Because that's another thing. You can choose to level up your character, but every couple of level ups, you have to choose a negative effect.
Yeah, from the psychedelics you're taking.
Yeah, and because you're only leveling up by boiling poisonous mushrooms and meat that you harvest from the things you murder. You boil them together and you inject it into your veins to get some weird, obscure powers like healing once a day in the light, or
electronic light.
Yeah, knowing where
wood.
you are. Yeah, eating
Eating wood. That's my favorite one.
That one's fun.
Yeah, and the downsides are pretty serious too. It's like when
I
you
didn't
take
want them.
when you take damage. One of the ones I chose was when you take damage, your field of vision narrows severely.
I think that one's really cool. I actually legitimately like.
No, I love.
one.
I chose
I
the
also
ones
had
that
it.
I thought would intensify the gameplay, and that was kind of cool. Like it made the game harder, but I chose it because it made the game more interesting and cooler. And for that, that's one of the many reasons why I love this game. Yeah, I don't know.
I want to point
So
out
spooky.
too. We were mentioning earlier about when you're not looking at something, there is this like weird effect that happens where it's like you are layering memories on top of memories of the person trying to make sense of things. A moment I remember very distinctly is you will look at a bed. There's nobody on the bed. But when you look away from the bed, there is someone on the bed looking like they're in pain and dying.
What? I didn't notice that.
There's
there's
a
a
couple
lot of
areas
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I really like that effect because it's like, is that your memory like trying to patch in to what you currently like? Because you're not looking at it, so it's hard to.
Or is it
It's
the
hard to look
forest
straight
memory?
at something and imagine something there. Yeah, that's the fun part about it too. Is like, if you get the true ending, you start to question everything about. I mean, you kind of have to question everything about the game because it's fabricated, but.
But also kind of at the same time. It's really
Yes.
weird. It's kind of really weird of what is reality and what isn't in this game that I think I don't know if it successfully lands at the end, but I appreciate the attempt. I think it's a good attempt, and I don't know. I find Woods like a really interesting setting for horror games, but
Oh, yeah.
this is a very Resident Evil game is another thing we should probably say. Like this is very
Yes.
same with like a weapon, like gun mechanics that feels the most like Resident Evil there, but also inventory management.
Ugh.
And
Yeah.
I really like that aspect about this game where
at
it felt like
first-
Resident Evil.
I usually hate inventory management. I somehow got into it with this game. I like how expensive it is to increase the size of your inventory by the meagerest of margins. So it takes a lot of work. It's so necessary for later portions of the game to expand your inventory. But it really makes you think about every action you do. Like this is one of the things I love about this game is the intro. Like what it says to you as it's loading up is, I'm gonna have to paraphrase because I didn't write it down.
This game will not hold your hand.
Yeah, this game is hard. It's not gonna hold your hand. Be patient. Pay attention. I will because you do have to pay attention to what you are doing and why you're doing it. You have to pay attention to everything you pick up, how valuable it is, how much you're gonna need it tonight, how much you're gonna need it in 2 nights. How badly do I want to level up compared to how much do I need an extra handful of nails to hammer shut one more window tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to think about every little decision you make. And they all matter, especially if you play on a harder difficulty. I didn't. I played on the easiest.
Yeah, I would not play this on the harder difficulty.
No.
Fuck that.
Certainly not for your first playthrough. You should
think-
not play on a harder difficulty, I don't think, for your first playthrough. Unless you
think
plan on failing. Because
Yeah.
I could not have completed this game. I died way too often.
I died
I
so
think
much.
I think the only reason I would want I think I would have wanted to play on a harder difficulty if harder difficulties had less items, because I feel like I was constantly swimming in items.
I was about to say this too.
I only died like twice, I think.
Oh wow!
Just
What?
I ran away a lot, because you can just run away from things.
You can.
And not
That's true.
have to fight things. And I did that constantly. I would just like run into a building. There's something in here somewhere. I would quickly loot everything, and then I had so much medicine, I could just pop pills like constantly.
That's honestly,
you can tank so much stuff.
That's a really smart strategy, because you can outrun pretty much everything. And
you get a free heal from your well, and you get a free heal from electricity sources every day. It was that's at least
the
how
rewards for killing things really aren't that good. Like it helps you level up, but usually the things you kill aren't dropping much more loot than their own meat.
Yeah, as long as you're not accidentally stepping on poisonous on the mushrooms, you can also pick up to help you level up. You can get the level up stuff pretty quick.
Guess what I did every time I ran away from an enemy? Oh, there's a bear trap. Oh, there's a mushroom.
Oh, by far, I think a person or a creature killed me maybe twice in this game outside of dream sequences. Otherwise, it was exclusively poisonous mushrooms and bear traps that killed me in this game.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
I was constantly running into shit. I was just not paying attention. Just not paying attention. I'd walk right into a trap. So the second I had the opportunity to take the later stage level up, where once a day stepping on a trap doesn't hurt you, boy,
So
did I
useful.
take that. Oh, so good. It happened at least every day after I took that ability. I stepped on at least one trap to use that ability. So yeah,
I stepped on my own traps many times.
yeah, me too. I was constantly, especially at night, I was constantly stepping on my own bear traps. Yeah, embarrassing. But you
Bean,
really
did
do
you
need to
die
pay
a
attention.
lot yourself? Or
Yeah.
I died a lot of times. I died. I think this game is very much a fail forward in the sense that you're supposed to die, but it was a
Yes.
pain for me because every time I died, I'd have to go and get my loot and go and get my stuff, go get my backpack, or oh man, where was I? Or oop, they took my watch. Now I don't know what time it is.
I did not get the watch until I was in the third area of the game.
Really? That
You
was
are
my
insane.
first
Wow.
purchase.
That is nuts.
I didn't think about the fact that the watch could tell time. And I felt like a dumbass when I realized, oh wait, a watch is used to tell time. I thought it was just a trade item, so I always traded it away, and I didn't even pay attention that there was a timer up when I got one.
That is funny.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I
have
didn't
a
buy the
funny
watch
story.
until like day 15, so it took me also a while. But then once I did, I was like, I need this.
Yeah.
So I had a funny interaction with this was my probably the biggest bug that I had. Is that I went to the Wolfman and I bought my watch, and then I walked over to a bear trap, and then I think I pressed inventory and I was picking up the bear trap at the same exact time, and then my entire inventory was now the watch that I bought. I had like 15 copies of the watch, which was kind of nice. I think I profited in the long run, but I lost all my weapons and I had to go get all the pieces for them again, which that part sucked.
So
But
if we're talking,
I was able to sell each one for like $150. I think you can sell them for half what they're worth, so $150 for each one. Yeah, I was swimming in points after that. I was pissed that I lost everything, but now I had a bunch of money to buy whatever I needed.
I encountered the same bug, but I was I had just woken up after a day had ended, or the new day had just begun, and I was interacting with my stash at my home base, and I clicked on some medicine in my stash, and then clicked on my inventory slot that I wanted to move it to, and it was there in the inventory, replacing the item I was replacing it with, but then the medicine icon was still on my mouse. The item I was replacing it with was gone. It was like a gas can or something. And so I clicked again on a different inventory slot and added another full stack of medicine in replacing a weapon. And this time, the weapon, again, gone. But it's still on my cursor is medicine. and I just kept clicking on different spaces and dropping full stacks of medicine, but I was panicking, and so I was clicking on random things.
Oh,
and
no.
I think like 4 or 5 different items were replaced, including a fully upgraded nail plank or whatever, which was at the time was my best weapon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because this happened very early. This was like night 7 or 8 for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that sucks.
So it sucked, but like Max said, it was pretty. I think I either like perfectly evened out with like the trade-in value of all the medicine I got, or I maybe profited a little bit in the long run. And so it wasn't that big of a deal, but it frustrated the shit out of me, and it made me put down the game for a couple days.
Yep, that was the same thing. Like, I profited in the end, but it frustrated me too much that I was like, I'm done playing for today.
Yeah. That happened maybe once more for me, but I caught it right away, and I just stopped interacting with my inventory. And I closed out and reloaded the save, which it had only been like 3 minutes, so I wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, that was all the bugs I encountered.
I encountered 0 bugs. This game ran like a beauty for me.
Nice.
I also encountered 0 bugs, but I think it was just like the issues that I had were my own fault. Like I couldn't get out the pills fast enough, or I couldn't shoot the gun better, or I accidentally hit the Wolfman when I was getting attacked. Like a dog came up while I was talking to Wolfman, and then I pulled out my bat and I went to hit the dog, and I accidentally hit Wolfman, and then Wolfman was unhappy, so then I was running from the dog and Wolfman. Just a whole bunch of things like that. Just always my fault. Like, also what you both were all saying with the whole, like, stepping on your own bear traps. Like, I did that a lot. So many times.
So
or accidentally dropping stuff. I dropped stuff all the time. And then I'd be like, no way, I want to put that in my backpack. And then as I'm putting it into the inventory, something is attacking me.
Too.
I remember in my house for my inventory, I ran out of workshop in the first house that I was in.
Oh, wow.
I was out of space, and so I just started making piles on the ground of different items. And so I was like, this corner over here is bandages, this corner over here is bottles, this corner over here is rocks. Wow. And then I put all the important stuff in there, and then I had to, but then if your stuff isn't in your workshop, when the bicycle man comes by, he can't grab the stuff that's in piles on the ground. So I had to make a trip back anyways to get some of that stuff that I wanted.
Okay, what does the bicycle man do?
So, Faden, you missed the bicycle man. The man who, when you feed him alcohol, will move your entire stash from one safe house to another.
No, I didn't miss the bicycle man. I contacted the bicycle man, and then he showed up, and I was like, what do I do with this?
He asks for alcohol.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. That's like the one thing he says. He's like, man, I'd really love to do something for you if I had some alcohol.
I sure could use a drink, yeah. That's wild.
That was like the one thing I actually understood was when he said I sure could use a drink. Everyone else, puzzle, confusion. I don't know what you need from me. What are you saying to me? Bicycle man, I know what you need. I got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
So, yeah,
and so
he moves your whole stash for you.
What I was doing trips.
That's insane.
To move my stash.
Oh my god. Oh, I will say Bicycle Man, he will drink all your alcohol if you have him move all your stuff and you have a whole bunch of alcohol.
Oof.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I had literally I think 7 5 stacks of alcohol, and when I had him move my stuff, I only came back with 1 bottle of alcohol and the rest were empty.
Maybe this was your glitch.
That might have been my glitch.
I feel like I didn't have any alcohol either after the first move. I wonder if he drank
I wasn't paying attention.
I hope he does. That's hilarious.
I often use my alcohol for Molotov cocktails. Yeah. Yep. So.
I use my alcohol for bandages, super bandages, as I like to call them.
Just pop pills.
Yeah. I think have we talked about the story of this game at all yet? Or have we just been describing?
We have not.
Not a single drop. We've been talking about mechanics. Is there anything left of mechanics we want to kind of mention, talk about, shout out? One thing I want to say, we were talking a little bit about no music earlier. One of my favorite bits of music, though, is the indication that night is about to be over. It is such a relieving track. That also builds in tension, too, into like this like harmonious, almost angelic sort of like choir thing.
Yeah. You slowly see the light, creeping through your windows. It's
so good.
Yeah.
I like that. Also, it's dark for so long in that game. Though technically it does move at double speed. It's 12 hours of light, 12 hours of dark.
Yeah. Yep.
But once it hits 8 p.m., it's time to go. It's time to go inside.
I think the mechanics were very smooth in the sense that, like, I wouldn't have said, this feels out of place. Like, everything felt in place. Like, the sounds, the noises, the top-down look, the what you can see, what you can't see, what's in line of sight, what you hear, what you interact with. Like, I also didn't have any glitches, but I did think, like, throughout the whole game, I was like, this is a very well-rounded game mechanic-wise.
Yeah. Did anyone have a favorite weapon?
I was just gonna ask that. I love how awkward all the weapons are.
Yes.
I love how you are just a guy with an axe, with a shovel, with a plank. And
I was a shovel main.
Yep. Shovel with dual durability increase. That thing never broke.
I did sharpened shovel with durability improvement for a while, but as soon as I got an axe, oh my god, the axe is amazing. Upgraded axe for lightness, and you can swing it forever. You'll never run out of. You'll never exhaust yourself swinging the upgraded axe. So that was a lot of fun, and then also the single shotgun was fantastic.
Yeah, I ran around with the
kill
shotgun.
Almost anything.
The shotgun and the super durability shovel, and that was pretty much all I. And then every time I could trade for shotgun shells, I just always traded for them.
Yeah.
And I ended up having quite a bit of ammo to just walk around. Like, so I really felt like I was just walking around the place, just like, oh, there's an enemy over there. At the end of the game, just blasting because I just had so much resources by the end. I was loot goblining for so long, and then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I need to finish this game, and so I stopped loot. Because I would get to I would unlock every single small little location and grab everything from there, and I would use very little resources because I'd usually just run away from the enemies, and it was a very efficient run in terms of being lucrative, but it made the end of the game pretty silly. It felt like.
One more note on darkness. I like how when you get into thick clusters of trees, even if it's daytime, it becomes really dark.
Ooh.
It's so good and so creepy.
And because of how the perspective works, any one tree that's a person width or more wide in front of you blocks a serious field of your vision. And so you cannot see very far in front of you, just being in a thick cluster of trees, and that feels cool. It's I don't know, hearing branches snap. I know we already mentioned this, but like just being able to audibly navigate the world, like move around where enemies are because you can hear them before you see them. Mm-hmm. Like that's a real thing in the real world that you don't see in a lot of video games. You can almost always see
before you hear.
See before you hear. And this really, I don't know, it plays with sound in a way a lot of games just don't. Or it's not in a more noticeable way.
Yeah. Bean, what was your favorite weapon?
Oh my gosh. So this was more of a I'm having issues. This is a me issue. I was so bad at all the weapons. I could not throw the Molotov cocktails really good. I could not throw the cloud of smoke really good. I could not... even the shovel. I was not that good at the shovel. I was not that good at the bat with all the nails. I was not even that good with the gun. I felt like I was like unclipping the whole gun into a lot of the monsters, like the really tough ones, like the ones
that split open.
Oh, the mushroom people. Yeah, they're really strong. I was like unclipping the whole gun into them. And like the knives, like I lost like 5 knives just throwing the knives by accident, and then they were just gone into the ether forever.
Knives are terrible. Knives break so fast.
You can
Yeah.
throw knives?
Yes, throw them.
Yes.
They do a lot of damage when thrown.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can stab, you can stab the knives too, but I was also just really bad at aiming the stabbing of the knife. And I think like my main was the shovel because that was the only one I could actually kind of hit. But for the most part, I was really bad at everything. I will say you can burn the stuff in the house when it comes into the house with the Molotov cocktail, so that was helpful. But I did accidentally kill the guy who comes and trades with you. I accidentally killed
Oh
him.
my god!
Oh no, poor traitor.
You were playing
I
on
know.
super duper extreme hard mode then. That's
But
wild.
he was fine with it. He literally just like the next day he came back and he had a note to give me, and the note said, "I am your friend."
Wow.
Do not hurt me, please. I am your friend.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
I threw a
hilarious.
Molotov cocktail and he just full on fired up and just died.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
That's great. I love the 3 merchant you get in the swamps. They're so
Yeah.
cool, especially since there's 4 of them.
There's 4 of them?
Uh-huh.
Technically,
What?
yes.
Yes.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, there's like a little like baby one in the cloak of one of them.
What?
Just like a face.
oh my god.
Never noticed that.
I don't think I got to the swamp part.
Yeah,
The swamp
how
is
far
chapter
did you get,
2.
Bean?
So I made it to like day 35, but I could not figure out how to move forward. I guess this also goes into the whole like I'm really bad at escape rooms, and this felt like an escape room. You had to
Yeah.
read the things, decipher the things, understand which codes go to what locks.
A lot of 4-digit codes.
yeah.
I'll tell you,
God.
almost none of the 4-digit codes need to be open to progress the game. There's like maybe 2.
Okay.
Most of
Most
them are
just
just
extra loot.
Yeah, extra loot.
I just was so bad at the game. I did have a really good time. I would recommend it to people, but I will say I knew a lot of the issues were just me. I just could not understand how to move forward. I got at least to the 3rd house. I just didn't know how to move the story forward after I got to the 3rd house.
How often did you check your journal? Because that was how I kept things straight. Was checking my journal and reading the entries, and focusing on the locations named in my journal.
I don't know. I just really didn't understand that. I did read it. I just didn't really like it. Like, for example, one of them was like, "Oh, my key got stolen by the musician," and I was like, I don't really know what direction that's telling me to go. Like, do I need to find the musician guy? And then I looked for him and I couldn't find him. And then I was like, do I need to talk to the chicken lady again? And I went back to her. I just could not understand.
So the first time you talked to I think we're probably ready to talk about the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's in the second area where you
That's
meet
in,
the
like, the
chicken
village.
lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you start this game playing as a different character. Actually, you start playing as the doctor, one of the characters you visit later on, and you switch perspectives to the guy the doctor captures in the first scene, as you're learning the mechanics, and you're this man in a hat. And you're described by every character who interacts with you as hideous, but not very specifically beyond that. You keep dying. You have safe houses where this elaborate kitchen setup allows you to burn and boil a gas throughout the house that protects you from the nighttime monsters to some degree. But you can die and come back every day. And that's your first giveaway that something's fucking weird.
Yep.
And you are trying to get out of the forest. The trees have grown up across all the roads and all the exits from this forest area, and it is now impossible to get out. Nobody knows how to get out. Doctor's trying to get out. Most of the villagers would like to get out, but nobody knows how. The trees are too thick. And you apparently know how to get out because you got in.
Yes.
It is 1987. It is Poland, and that is about all you get in terms of specific details about the world beyond that. You are trapped in the woods. The woods have gotten weird. They've grown too thick, and you are somebody who came from the outside to the inside, and apparently you know how to get out. There's a point later on where you need to know a 4-digit code, and your character's just like, oh, I know this code, because it takes you to the way out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good moment.
That is a good moment. But yeah, that's the game. So you move from one safe house to another in different zones of this forest, trying to complete obscure, strange quests for different strange, zany characters.
Like your homie, the Wolfman.
Yeah, the Wolfman, who's just a Wolfman. And then, as we mentioned, the violinist who is, or the musician who is a creepy a lot of the people look like they're mutating into a tree person or a plant person or a mushroom person. You meet a snail person in the swamp.
I love the snail person.
The snail is gnarly. And for many of these characters, you are given a choice to help them in some way or hurt them in some way. And each of those interactions then helps move the story forward so you can get into the next area or the next zone or get one step closer to getting out. That is your goal, to get out. Survive long enough that you can escape. So you go from a dry meadow where things are immediately
pretty
established
chill,
as spooky, but ultimately extremely chill and happy and graceful and peaceful and open. Not spooky at all once you get to the second and third areas. Second area is the Silent Forest. It's a little darker. There are a lot more people who are monstrous, whereas the first area is mostly just dogs and angry deer, and a couple people. Second area is mostly people and a couple more monstrous things than that. The Chompers
are really creepy.
Yeah, it's like a person whose entire torso has been split open and become a mouth.
Yeah, if you're split
Resident
straight down
Evil
the middle,
ass character.
From the head basically to the waist, and then from that tear in half, teeth grow in the fleshy bits in between, and now they go around biting and chomping people. And the crazy thing, when you kill them too, they die for a second, and then they dislodge from the waist, and then still try to kill you a second time.
It depends on how you kill them.
Yeah, sometimes you can kill them straight off, but
it's usually with a melee weapon. If you kill them that way, they crawl.
Mm-hmm.
But if you shoot them, they won't.
Mm-hmm.
Or set them on fire.
Or set them
on
fire. I was so bad at
they
them.
were
Never
very
used
strong.
them.
I used them all the time. Especially before I had a gun, I was constantly using Molotovs. But it's great. The game slowly builds the horror. Like the creatures slowly get creepier and creepier, and you notice that the mushrooms they're mutating and changing the people, the animals, and everything's just getting more horrible. The second area contains a sow, a giant monstrous pig you never actually see. But
you can find it,
see
right?
it?
Yeah.
You can see it.
I saw it.
You haven't seen it?
I didn't see it. I
looks
just
so
murdered
cool.
it. I could not figure out how do you get into the shed?
You go all the
From the
way
top.
around.
From the
all
top.
the way around to the back.
Oh
And it's
my
opened-
god!
I
must have observed every square inch of the outside of that fucking barn except for the one specific iota where you can get in, apparently, because I swear to God, I looked for a way to get in over and over and over again and could not find a way into the actual shed. That is so frustrating.
Take a quick
Did you just
second.
post that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a quick. That's the sow. I just showed one picture of the sow.
listeners, basically it's a giant, huge, boar, bear-sized pig
did you-
with
where'd you post
stilts for legs, little pointy fingers. And you can actually get hurt by the pig. I got hurt by the pig
Yes.
when I I went in to go see the pig. Before I killed the pig, I got hurt and
It
died.
stabs
what the
you with its
fuck?
little claw hand.
Yeah.
Spider legs.
I never bothered to look at it, but I did murder it. I did
Yep.
kill it.
So the sow is
the sole food source for the
sole
village.
food source for the village, because they were constantly feeding it something, and it was able to keep producing pigs for them, and it was just constantly outputting pigs and pigs and pigs, and then and then they were unable to keep feeding it, and so it stopped producing pigs. And the way that they were able to feed it, because it's constantly thrashing about trying to attack you if you get close to it, is they would shock it slightly, and that would stun it, and then they could like shovel food into the pig's head.
Yep.
But I think the one of the lady villagers, she snipped the because the lady villager, who is it? The lady whose kid was stolen and thrown down the well, and Janek, I think it's Janek or something like that, is husband or wife, and
Something like that.
if you kill her in the village, you find she has a knife and the cut cables that you need to repair it. So she was the one that because she was pissed at the villagers for killing.
She tells
her.
you to kill the pig. Yeah.
Yeah, she really wants you to kill that pig. And you can either set it to medium electricity and then just stun it. You can go loot all the stuff over there, or you can set it to high electricity and then just fry it.
Yeah, I just killed it.
I killed it too. I was like, this thing can't be good for the villagers.
Yeah.
I
they were
hated
feeding
those
human
villagers.
flesh.
I hated those villagers so much. I
Yeah.
trapped them with the boulder.
Yep.
I did that too. I murdered them all one by one, and then this is Act 2, and then realized I could have just trapped them with the boulder, and then trapped them anyway in case I missed anybody. Yeah. The Wolfman still came for me in the end, because I did give the keys not to him but to the musician for the pretty lady. I gave the keys to the musician.
How could
And it's
you?
funny-
That's your homie.
No, honestly, my plan was to give them to the Wolfman. But I was interacting with the musician on my way to the Wolfman, and there was one of those little icons that's like, oh, you can show him something new. Because when you interact with characters, you can, there are different talking points, but then there are also different items you can show some characters that they'll have comments for. And I was like, oh, I can show him this. And not even thinking about the item I'm clicking on, I show him the key that he asked for. And so he's like, oh, thank you for the key. And I'm like, shit, fuck, no, I was going to give this to the Wolfman. Oh, well, I guess that's what I get for not paying attention.
He's got a fun story
Yeah.
too, though. I don't know if you beat it all the way to the
The
end.
musician, yeah, I got
Yeah,
so
that's
yeah, because
crazy.
in the third area, the old forest, his parents became chompers, or are becoming
What?
chompers. They're becoming chompers, and so yeah, he asks you to take a photo to them because he took a violin or something or stole something from them.
His mom would let him use a really good violin, and he wants to be using that one instead because his current one sucks.
Yeah.
And he has a picture, I think, of him and his family that he made that his mom really liked, and it'll pacify her, I think he said, or something like that. Basically, you use that to pacify her so you can get the violin.
Yeah. So I did that, and then as I'm leaving the house with the violin, I hear like something monstrous, and so I'm like, okay. I turn around and there's a chomper coming at me, so I kill it, and then there was another chomper, and it was the dad, and I killed it. So when I went back later after I give the kid the violin, he's like, oh, thank you for the violin. They must have been chill about everything that happened. If they just gave it to you, that's great. I'll go back home and they'll accept me, and yay. And then I go meet him back at home, and there's two graves. He's buried the dead chompers, and he's like, why did you kill them? That's all he'll say to you. But in the end, he was the one person in the whole village that survived for me. And my final post-epilogue is the only person who survived, because I read that if you don't kill the chompers,
You gave him the good ending by killing his parents.
yeah. If you don't kill the chompers, they just eat him when he goes back home.
Yeah,
So,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So,
And then he has a third path too. Do you know the third one?
I
Yeah.
So his true worst ending is you pacify his parents, so you don't kill the chomper, or how does it? Because he goes.
don't. What happens if you give the key
Anyways.
to the Wolfman instead of him? for
Oh,
the
he
pretty
becomes
lady?
an eldritch
different
creature in chapter 2.
Oh.
As he like grows bigger and bigger and bigger until he basically is in the chapter 2 safe house in the room
Not
that
the
is
Wolfman,
what?
not the Wolfman, the musician. Yeah.
Yeah, the musician.
What?
And we'll
That's
be like,
so
hey,
crazy.
can I stay here? I'll help out, and we'll occasionally give you a rat.
Yeah, he'll catch. The only way he can eat because he's so big now is just if a rat gets close to him, so he smashes it, and then
Oh my
he
God.
offers you a rat because he's like, I can't help any other way, but here's a rat.
That's
He gives you
amazing.
one.
Wow.
At one point, he asks if he's like, there hasn't been any rats by me. I can't eat. Can you give me some food? And you can either give him like normal bread or something, or if you accidentally give him like a psychedelic mushroom or something. I think it's the next day. I didn't go down this route. I just saw from the wiki. On the next day, there's like a giant hole, and like it seems that he just got enough strength to walk up and walk away, and then
Or
he's just gone.
something.
Yeah,
Also,
or
he
something
leaves
got
a
him.
damaging slime. It's
Yeah,
Wow.
he slimes over the room.
Wow,
he
I'm
gets
like
really, really
absorbing
big.
all of that.
Well, he just disappears if you kill him. He gets out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
good ending is killing his parents.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wolfman hates the villagers. The Wolfman hates everybody. He wants you to kill the sow. He wants you to sabotage Piotrek, the other guy you meet, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Piotrek.
The
Cosmonaut.
engineer guy, cosmonaut. Yeah, he wants
He
to
rules.
go into space on his rocket. Did you guys help him build his rocket?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I had all the
And-
parts.
Um,
Oh yeah.
He-
Go ahead.
he does successfully blast off, and then you see him again in chapter 2.
Yep. He didn't quite make it to the moon.
Nope. Crash landed right into the junkyard and left a ton of good loot.
Yeah,
But I did not find him again.
You didn't?
Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
For me, he crash landed right in the middle of the junkyard, in the swamp, and left. There's a ton of good loot there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you, at any point when you get the quest from Piotrek to like get all the stuff for him, if you show any of those items to the Wolfman,
Yeah.
he'll be like, I could turn this into a bomb if you wanted to, and I could
Oh my
just blow up his
God.
shit.
Yep.
And he just turns it into a bomb, and then I think instead of him blasting off and then finding him later, his spaceship just blows up in his yard, and it's just stuck there. But I help Piotrek. He needs to go to space.
And he does briefly.
Yeah,
Like,
he's there for a
probably,
little.
maybe. Yeah. He makes it into the sky at least.
He gets out of the woods for a few seconds, probably.
Yeah.
Did anyone save the person who fell down the well or got put down there?
The person
There's a
The little-
person
the-
to save down there.
There's a little
All I
chomper
found
down
was
there.
a chomper. Yeah, all I found was
Yeah.
a chomper.
Oh, okay. Because I one of the notebook things was, oh yeah, like there's a person down the well, and then I had to go find the part to like fix the well, but I never had enough money for that.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh,
they're
yep.
they're chomperfied.
It's just a chomper. Yeah, it was
It's-
the woman
little
gave
boy.
the woman who wants you to kill the sow and therefore kill the village gave birth to a mutated person, presumably this chomper, and they threw it down the well, and that's why she wants you to kill the village.
Oh.
Yeah, she's so pissed about that because they did
Wow.
that and then they burned the house because they thought the house was cursed. So and they're like, "All right,
Yeah.
you're good now. You're
Well, like the
you're
little
cured."
boy is like, she's beautiful down there.
Oh, that's the musician talking about the pretty lady.
Yes, those are
That's in
different
the
characters.
chicken lady's house. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, the musician's hiding under the tractor when you first meet him, outside the chicken lady's house. The chicken lady, I think it's her daughter or sister or something, is
Sister.
the pretty lady. Yeah, is the,
The
pretty
chicken?
and the pretty lady you learn in a dream sequence was a woman who was just horribly mutated, growing bigger and bigger by the mushrooms,
And she's a cannibal.
yeah, as the doctor had to tie her up so she wouldn't destroy herself and everything around her. Yeah.
I got startled by a chicken and accidentally smacked it to death with a shovel.
What?
I don't remember why it startled me, but I went, "Oh fuck!" and then I like hit the chicken with a shovel. And I'm like, "Oh no, that's just a chicken."
What was the consequence of that?
There was nothing for just killing one of them.
Wow. I'm so
Nice.
shocked because I thought that the chicken lady would kill me if I hurt any of her chickens. So I was
Me
like
too.
so careful not to hurt any of them.
I do love the chicken lady.
Yeah.
She's got
I
a
was
fun
afraid
face.
to take any of the eggs out of the coop because I was afraid what would happen.
No, I stole the fuck out of those.
Eggs are valuable, though. You can make a lot of money on eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you bring Wolfman the key, he will say, "Wow, thank you so much," and he's gonna go regain his girl. And then the next time you see him, he ate her.
Yep. He eats the pretty lady.
He just
Amazing.
devours the pretty lady,
Abducts her and eats her.
Yep.
It also leads you to the doctor's house.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if you don't do that, you instead get ambushed at the doctor's house because at the doctor's secret location at the train, the derailed train. He gasses you, and you have a dream sequence that's very difficult to survive. And if you don't survive it, you get kind of fucked a little bit, and it makes the game a lot harder. Yeah. You have to find where he went, and you have to figure out that he's in the bunker. And I don't know how it's different necessarily in the Wolfman side, but when you take the musician side, you basically never see the musician again until the doctor again until the very, very end.
Oh, really? I
At least
killed
I
that
didn't.
doctor.
Yeah.
I murderized the fuck out of him.
He gassed me, and so he knocked me out, tied me up, took the information he needed from me about the exit, and then bolted on out of there.
I spared him. Because I went the Wolfman's route, and then you can either kill him or you can be like, nah, I'll show you the underground location. Because like the way he said it, he's like, dude, we've been stuck here. The government screwed us over, and I just want to go see my family again. And he's like, and you had the answers. Because you find out that you were part of an expedition from the government to come in here and do more research. Because all those little safe houses, those are all the government research facility, basically. That's where the scientists go to do their little research while they do expeditions into the Darkwood.
So you learn about that expedition in Chapter 2 in the swamp in a lot more detail. But the route I went, I had no idea I was one of those people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because you don't have that conversation with the doctor. He's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The doctor was begging for his life, and I went, hell no, and I smacked the shit out of him with a shovel.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this guy. Didn't talk to him at all.
Yeah, if you spare him, he'll wait by the big metal door, and then you'll walk with him down to the swamp, and then he flees and after like a few minutes, I think he just like flees to the swamp alone. But you can find him later. I found him later on in the path, so it's cool to see him because if you do spare him, like as you're like following him in Chapter 2, every time you see him, he gets worse and worse looking, and until he finally turns in to like a feral. He puts like all the wood on top of his head and everything, and he becomes feralized. Yeah, the mud.
So it sounds like it was a good thing that I killed him, honestly.
Yeah, you spared him from a fate of being even worse than he already was.
Yeah.
Wow.
That guy just sucked. I was like, fuck this doctor. Fuck this guy.
So for his story is pretty interesting because like all the villagers got screwed over by the government, but like he was the only doctor there, and everyone's like,
yeah,
doctor, how do you fix us? And he's like, I don't know. This is like crazy white goop stuff that's like duplicating everything.
Yeah. This is like an alien. Yeah.
And I think, yeah, and his family got out, but he didn't get out, and then he was just stuck here for so long. So I felt bad for him, and I was like, yeah, I mean, everyone's doing crazy shit while they're here, so you just want to go see your family. I also just want to leave. Let's just go together.
Something I just thought about. I like the photos in this game.
So good.
Like the photos you get for your journal. Yeah, the little photographs. My favorite one being the dog that is like completely devouring a corpse and is looking at the camera.
Did not get that.
Oh, it's creepy.
There's so many good ones. Let me see if I can find that one specifically. But yeah, like all the, because like I try to use this like physical it makes the art style kind of look like it's supposed to be like a physical item, and when you pick up these certain things, and I don't know, it's a unique art style that they went with everything, and it makes everything feel even weirder, even funkier, because it's like it feels like most items are like a little uncanny, like it's like slightly wrong, where some of the photos are like slightly mutated or slightly different in a way.
I like all the crosses you pick up, the mud smeared crosses with antler men.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's some. Oh, it's pretty cool. I do like a lot of the story elements that they add into it, where it's like your guy trying to discover who the heck he is and why am I here, and oh wow, that is terrifying.
Maybe I did get that one. I just wasn't thinking of it the way you described it. Yeah. I love all the items. I like how when you get to the swamp, how just overtly crazy everything gets. It's pretty subtle horror for most of the first 3 areas, and then in the swamp, like your house is built on top of, like there are eyeballs coming out of the ground.
Yeah, what
like
the hell?
There are tentacles that like will like wrap out and grab at you. Like in the swamp, there are vines coming out of trees that will reach for you and grab for you and pull you in.
There's the weird swamp creatures.
The swampers.
Yeah.
They're like lizard people.
The lizards. Oh, they're so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the reveal of what the guy digging holes is.
What is I never found the hole's location in the swamp.
Oh my gosh. So the guy digging holes is a giant worm creature.
That's awesome. The man that from the village.
Yeah, from the village.
Yeah,
Either
the one-
was
yeah.
that or transformed into that. It's very
Wow.
unclear.
That's awesome. So there's a lot you can just totally miss in this game. It really depends.
It did surprise me how much the story does branch, and in a way that you don't realize that you're on a branching path now.
Absolutely.
Like it didn't feel like it was either like it was either musician or Wolfman, but like I didn't realize like chapter 3 is going to be wildly different, or chapter 2 is going to be wildly different after making different decisions like that. And I think it did a really good job of making choices matter, but also not making them feel like they're like the impacts of the choices matter, but it didn't feel like it right when you were making a choice. It's cool to see the effects of that choice later down the road.
Yeah, it really plays with ripple effects from narrative choices really well.
Yeah.
Unpredictable outcomes. I like seeing that in RPGs.
Yeah, I like in chapter 2 the tree, the main antagonist, the tree of people.
Yeah, all arguing and yelling at each other. It's so loud you can barely hear anything.
Yeah, these people are just they're I don't know, they're migrating to this area where this tree is, and they're fusing together with the tree, which to me, like, it's called the tree, and it's a lot of the monstrous elements are surrounding trees, but I think it seems to me that the monster is a mushroom network. It's a mycelial network that's infecting people and trees. It's using the trees. It's connecting and fusing all biological life into one gestalt creature, one hive mind. But yeah, this thing is called the tree.
Did anyone do the radio tower dream sequence?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I read later on, if you complete it, you can end the game right there.
I was so close, and I accidentally got chomped by the mouth at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about windows.
Oh, that will do it. There's a lot of windows in that.
Yep, there's a sequence where you have to get out through a window, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Dead. And you get one chance. Yeah, you only get one chance.
The banshees are cool creatures.
Oh, I hated the banshees. Those are my least favorite. Those are the hardest to deal with.
The banshee babies suck.
Yeah.
Yep.
They interrupt you.
Yep. Extremely hard when you're using the shovel, because it takes forever to wind that thing up.
little chicken corpses come running at you. I love the human spiders. The human spiders are probably my favorite.
Those ones are
so
fun
cool.
too. They throw a limb at you as an opening gambit.
They're just collections of human arms and legs mutated, like twisted together with a giant eyeball in the middle. Super creepy.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the ending?
I was gonna say, yeah, I think.
Are there any other locations that really stood out to you besides the ones we mentioned? The area in the Old Wood, it's full of dogs. The dog factory is what I call it.
Wolfman's dog time.
Wolfman's hideout.
Yeah, it just dogs everywhere, and half of them are like about to explode. They're just like on their side crying as they're massively bloated and
it looks like they're almost like all these really pregnant dogs.
Yeah, hideous, gross. That whole area had me on edge. It was really creepy.
What was up with the red room in the back?
The red room.
You go all the way to the back, and there's like a room with like red lights. It's basically just the room in the way back of the dog place.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
There were a bunch
of trophies.
So
there
weird.
were a bunch of trophies of like human heads and stuff. I think it's just Wolfman's hideout in the in that area.
Yeah, it's his bedroom.
Yeah.
His trophy room.
Yeah.
See, I killed him, so I had no idea.
Yeah.
So did you pick up on that, like, in the story, things aren't like, things are duplicated. It's not like an actual, like, all the trees are just white goo. Did you see that?
I read about that in the wiki. I did not pick up on that at all while playing.
Same.
Okay, yeah, because
you yourself are apparently a copy. You're not even the person that came in with the team. You're a mushroom copy of the person.
Maybe. Because, so it's because
very
the
ambiguous.
traitor is a copy of you.
Really?
He's part of,
Yes.
or he's someone on your team. But I'm assuming it's a copy.
I just thought he was a person. He was a person from your team.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a copy because he's white, so he's complete. So he's definitely a duplicate. But I don't. I assume he's you because when you look at yourself in that mirror, it looked pretty similar to.
So I read that there was a mirror somewhere, but I missed that. It's in.
The mirror's cool.
I think it's in the village.
Yes, I think so.
Just totally missed that. What do you see?
Yourself?
I can probably find a picture of it, but yeah. It's,
you see a hideous face, and the protagonist is like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
The expression. It's an expression of pain.
Literally, it's very disco.
I immediately thought that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So like almost everything is duplicated from this white goo stuff, which you find out later is from this meteor thing that fell down to Earth. It's a giant white orb. But yeah, so like any of the creatures that are like a combination of things. So like the snail man for example, I didn't find this part out until I watched like a video on like all the different fun creatures in Darkwood. The reason that he's a snail is because he was eating snails, and so the duplication stuff combined the two of them together, and so he was a giant snail man now. Same thing with the lizards, but it seems like the feral people are packing dead bodies with lizards. So when the mycelium white stuff roots connect to the body, it makes more swampers.
Oh.
And then there was one more. There was something for the banshees, but I can't remember that one. But it's cool to see that like everything is a big one, Wolfman. Wolfman is a duplicate of the huntsman. Of the hunter,
that I figured out.
There's a trophy of a wolf next to his the hunter's dead body, and the dead body has clearly been duplicated from how many roots are coming out of it.
Yeah.
So it's cool that like it's very much the thinging everything, where it's just combining biomasses together and being like,
that's a good way.
This is probably supposed to
an important
look right.
comparison. Yeah,
that's how I felt playing most.
This
of
is very the thing. Yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite areas we haven't talked about, I really like the silo, especially when the musician hides there and like you have to find the music and follow it. And also, there's the creepy phonograph or gramophone.
Yeah, that
Oh,
is a
yeah.
spooky
I went-
location.
I went there when he wasn't there, and I never went back because I hadn't met him yet. But the music was playing on the gramophone, though.
Yeah. Anytime music's playing on a
Scary.
gramophone in this game, pretty creepy.
Very scary.
Yeah.
There's a gramophone moment at the wedding in the first area.
Yep.
Never did the wedding.
There's a man sitting at a long table just banging his head on the table as you
table.
walk into the room, just nonstop, and becomes a chomper.
Yeah. I didn't see the
yeah.
wedding either, but I watched it, and it was it's
The wedding's so scary. It's
very
something that happens in it's something you can do in the very first area, and it might be the scariest part of the game. Like it was like
I think
like
I think a
you have
Go
so
ahead,
little power. You have so few items at that point, and
Bean,
you don't
you
know
said-
what's possible.
Bean, you said you did the wedding, right? Or
I did. I do agree with what Uncle's saying. You feel trapped in there because again, you really go into the wedding area. Like you go through the corn maze, you go past the like foyer, you go past the like house, and then
Dog
you're
on a
like
chain.
in. Yeah, and then you're in the room with all the tables, and you're like in there with the bride and the chomper, and yeah, you're really in there.
There's a woman just dancing and spinning, and she's just spinning and spinning. And then when you go outside to the party area, there's just like a bunch of women dancing and spinning. And then you go back inside, and it's the first chomper you can meet in the game.
yeah.
interesting. So
terrifying.
I went to
Yeah.
that wedding area and I saw those like I guess corn mazy like tree.
Yeah,
things.
there's a corn maze, and there's a pathway that will lead you through it made
I
of
don't know-
flower petals.
I don't know why. I thought those like corn maze things were poisonous, and so I went, well, obviously I can't go there, and then left.
That's funny. There's
funny.
yeah. There are two corn maze locations because there's a second one in the Silent Hills, I think. Or
Yeah.
the Silent Forest.
There's
Sounds
three.
silent.
There's
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
in the village.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
I
when
do
I
have a
learned they weren't
question.
poisonous. Yeah.
So what was in the basement at the church?
Oh,
Chompers.
Oh, I didn't go
Oh.
in. That's right. I never went in there.
What they
I
were-
walked past it a couple times and just kept forgetting about it.
I
The
just
story of
assumed there
it-
was a monster in there, and I was like, I'm not gonna open that.
Lots of
Yeah.
monsters.
Because the story of the church is like when this was first happening and people were getting infected, that was the quarantine zone. So we're going to take all the sick people and make them healthy down there.
Oh wow.
Or at
So they
least
didn't do
leave
that,
them there to
obviously.
die.
Exactly. They left them there to
Wow.
die, and they and so and part of that guy that's there at the church. If you went through that dream sequence, there's a black chomper that's kind of like chasing you to end the dream, and he's screaming about his daughters, red seesaw, and something else I can't remember. And when you go to the church, there's a guy there talking about a red seesaw and his daughters, and he gives you the code to the bottom of the church.
What?
If you sit there just listening to his rantings and you don't kill him,
Or
he'll
you
eventually
forget
he'll
what
just
he-
say the code out loud.
Or you forget what he says, kill him, and then get the pocket watch that tells you the
The
code.
pocket watch also tells you the code too.
Or
yeah,
pendant,
if
not
you grab
pocket
that.
watch. It's a
I-
love pendant.
Yeah,
Never
it's-
found this guy.
it's-
I walked past the church many times and never found that guy once.
He's inside the. You never go inside of it.
I did. I was inside the church multiple times and never saw that guy.
I think he's
He's
the
right
kind
at the
of
altar.
you can't really see him when you're looking. at him.
100% sure.
Yeah, if you're not
Yeah.
looking at him, you can't see him too. So
Oh,
like,
well then
that part
I
too.
probably walked past him 3 or 4 times then because
Easy to
I
do in
was
this game.
yeah, that's insane, amazing.
What was at the end of the tunnel, the secret tunnel?
Oh, the swamp.
Tunnel.
Oh, the swamp. Okay.
Chapter 2. Yeah.
Yep. At the
the end
end
of the
was
bunker.
chapter 2.
Yeah.
It is interesting just reading the Steam achievement of, only 9% of players got to chapter 2.
Yeah.
That is wild, but I understand it. It's an intimidating game, I think, and because it's so open-ended and it doesn't, it's not lying to you when it says it doesn't lead you by the hand. Like if you're not looking at a guide, some of the quests can be a little obscure.
I had to look at a guide to find an oxygen tank.
Yeah, that I had no idea where to find an empty oxygen tank. That
Yeah. The elephants haven't, duh.
Yes,
I
of
did not
course.
meet the elephants once.
What?
Yeah, there's a second place you can get it, but I did do it through the elephants as well.
I thought you had to
Yeah.
go through the elephants.
No, you can-
Since they're like the gas mask people.
There's a hunter cabin that you can find it where from my understanding, one of the elephants kills themselves.
Never found that spot.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was north to the holes for me.
And I never found the holes either, so yeah.
Holes is so good.
It's funny because like I feel like I explored this game pretty thoroughly. I know I didn't explore every inch of it, but clearly the inches I missed were big inches.
That's something to be said too, because
Yes.
it is random.
Yeah, it's
the maps you get are
semi-random.
random. Yep.
Yeah, there's my understanding is there are like 3 different versions of the first area, like 4 different versions of the second area and the third area, and then I think 3 or 4 different versions of the swamp or something like that. But yeah, semi-randomized.
Yep. To the point where guides can be confusing if you're trying to follow them completely, but you shouldn't need you should be able to play enough of the game to know, like, say where it says go to the village, like, okay, I know where the village is because I explored enough of it, but
Yeah. Oh, one mechanical element we didn't specifically mention is that you don't see where you are on the map unless you're at a
Right.
location. The first couple zones, that was really hard for me to like knowing where
Oh,
the
really?
fuck I am. Oh,
I
that was
figured it
so hard for me to know where I am at many stages of this game.
I feel
by the time I got to the Old Wood, the third area, I had it figured out. I knew where I was pretty much all the time, and I didn't need to use the ability that tells you exactly where on the map you are once a day. But I sure needed that ability early on. I am not a good navigator.
Oh no, I was on the same boat. Like the first 10 days, I was literally
Yeah.
like, I'm lost. I don't know where I am. Where am I trying to
Yep.
go? What is even the point? What am I doing?
Me too.
I feel like I've got a pretty good sense of direction in games when I play them. It really, because I would just like sprint in one direction, and then I kind of know which way I'm going, and I always know I'm like in the opposite direction of where I'm going is where home is. But there was a couple times in the swamp where I definitely got lost, where I was like, I had to just run until I got to a location. I'm like, okay, here's where I'm at.
That's funny. I feel like somehow as soon as I got to the swamp, I just always knew where I was all the time.
Same boat, uncle.
But before,
Really?
but pretty much until that point, I was lost all the time.
I finally got my bearings in the Silent Woods.
Yeah, I think once I got to
You know
the
what?
Old Wood, that's
think
when
it's
it started to click.
Yeah, I think it's because once I got to the swamp, I started like speed running to get done, and I think it's because I was just like, okay, I need to go here, 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 and I didn't have a lot of the map discovered yet, so
It's a big
was-
area. The swamp
yeah.
is almost as big as the other 3 zones combined. I think it's huge.
Yeah, it feels big. It feels big for sure.
Ending time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bean, how far did you get exactly? You said you got just before chapter 2 is what it sounds like.
I pretty much got to all the areas. I really just couldn't get. I just could not figure out how to get to chapter 2. And again, I think
Yeah.
it was just because I kept accidentally killing people and I kept pressing the wrong buttons, and I just could not decipher what, like, even like the gossip that the Wolfman was giving me. I'd have to be like, "Tell me the gossip again," and he'd be like, "Nope, I already told you." So
Yeah,
I
it can be
really
tricky.
I just struggled. I just really struggled.
So I escaped the Darkwood and went to bed and had a great time. Saw my dog. It was good.
Nice.
Said good morning to my neighbor.
I love that that's the ending you got. You you kill
Took a nap.
you kill all the people, you follow the Wolfman, and then you leave and you take a nap and you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, you set the entire woods on fire.
Yeah.
The forest decides to attack you and set your safe house on fire, in a really like running to the other side of the room to not get burned. Like,
Yeah, it felt very Final Fighty.
oh yeah, it sends. Oh, that's right. It's not even sending fire. It sends all those people on fire.
It's just
after you.
burning people at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Waves of burning
right.
people.
and they just keep coming until the end of it. And
Yeah.
They almost got me. I had to run around my place.
I
It was
just
close.
barely survived. Yeah. I went
I
through
think-
all my ammo.
They did a good job of balancing that final fight where it was like, it really, no matter how prepared you were, it felt like you were like fighting tooth and nail just to get to the end.
Yeah.
One last note before we get to the ending. What was your general strategy for surviving nighttime?
Oh, that's a great question.
How did,
That is
because
a good question to
I
talk about first.
loved, I mentioned it, I loved moving furniture in this game. You can
Yeah.
drag chairs and desks and stuff. I would drag like all the furniture from all the different rooms of my house into
Yep.
one easily barricaded room. And then I'd set up some like bear traps here and there on the way monsters would take into this one barricaded area, and then I would just sit there with my gun out and a lantern out and flares ready just in case. And I loved setting up like elaborate systems of chairs and desks bumping into each other. So
It's
that,
really
you know,
good.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun. I love that mechanic.
yeah. How'd you guys usually handle
I
it?
did basically the same thing, and I really do like the feeling of it feels like in a horror movie when you are defending against
Yeah.
monsters and you like put the wardrobe against the barricaded door and stuff. It also feels like explicitly the moment in Resident Evil 4 where you have to defend the house and you're putting up the
Yep.
barricades and stuff. It really, that's the part where it captures kind of the action-y Resident Evil for me, is when
Yeah.
you're just defending at night. I do like it. The only time I got actually kind of scared, I didn't really get scared much for this game, but the only time that I was like, oh, that's creepy, is whenever the furniture would move.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yes,
would scare
I
me
loved
so
that.
much.
Your stuff
Or
just
you see
gets
a
dragged
door
out of
open.
position. Yeah.
Or
It
the
is
door
what they do.
opens and just nothing is
door
behind that
opens.
door.
Yeah.
Or the
It
lights
does a
turn
good
off.
job.
Oh, the lights turning off. That's also pretty
Flickering.
good.
That's always
Or
bad.
like
House.
someone steals
Yeah.
all your oil or gas, from the generator.
Wait, does that happen?
I never had that.
Yes. That happened to me.
Really?
I was kind of like, well, I'm running out of
What?
space. I can fill up my generator. So I filled it like all the way up. And I turned it on early because I was like, whatever. And I barricaded the generator area. And then I went into, I was getting all ready for the nighttime. I was moving all my furniture around. Pretty much what, Uncle and Faden and I guess sounds like everyone kind of did. Move all the furniture around, get all the bear traps and stuff ready. And then literally my lights just turn off. And I'm already barricaded. So I'm like, I'm not going to waste nails by undoing. And then the next morning I go over there and like all of it was gone.
Did you
Interesting.
leave it running constantly? Did you turn it off? Because you do have to turn it off.
Well, no, I filled it all the way up. I filled it all the way up to the top.
Oh. and in
so
the
it should
middle of
not
the night,
have turned off. Yeah, if I turned it on at like,
Okay.
That's
because then
wild.
after that I was only filling up to like maybe the second line at most, and that
Yeah,
would
because
last.
I think the
pretty
generator
well.
each night is like 1/4 of the tank. So you have like 4 nights, I think, that you get
Yeah.
out of a generator.
That's wild.
That is crazy. I've never had that happen.
I never
no.
had that happen. That's creepy.
I did have half my inventory stolen from me in the swamp by the Wolfman.
The Wolfman will do that.
Yes. And I had to go get him. I did not think I was going to be able to beat him. When he told me I had to drop all my inventory before I walk into the room, I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'm fucked. But I did. I just barely survived. But I
Nice.
survived the 2 wolves he ambushes you with, and then I killed him somehow. That was fucking hard. Like all
bet.
you have is like the leg of a table, and
Yep.
he has his AK-47, and then he comes at you, and he's the most difficult enemy to time, by far. Like he's very fast and he does a lot of damage, and but I got him. I somehow killed him, and got all my stuff back and a few other things. But
Yeah.
did not pick up the AK-47 because I forgot about it like a dumbass. Yeah.
My night strategy was similar, a little different. Is I just I got into the biggest room of the house, and then I would put all the furniture in the center, so it was like a big, like massive grouping of furniture, and then I would play Ring Around the Rosie with all the monsters that would come in, because they wouldn't want to
That's
break
smart.
through it. They just want to follow the
That's
path around the
smart.
circle.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
I used bear traps the first couple of times, but then I ran out of metal pieces pretty quickly, and then I just started doing the running around in circles, and because the shovel has such huge range, you can just like get far enough ahead of them and then hold the heavy attack, and then once they get in your long range, you just smack them on top of the head.
The pitchfork is fun too because that just aims straight ahead of you. That one's really easy to aim.
Yeah.
But the pitchfork can get stuck in stuff. It can get stuck in the ground.
Yeah.
And
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then you're just kind of fucked for a few seconds.
Yeah, that's why I stopped using the pitchfork instantly.
Yeah.
I was like, nope,
it gets stuck in stuff.
Cannot do that.
Yeah.
I will say I did barricade, like, so like if you put furniture and stuff in front of the doors, sometimes they can't open the door because of how it's barricaded, and you can also like push on the furniture as they're trying to open the door, so you can like do that. And I also, like, one of the nights I ran out of wood, so I didn't have enough to barricade the door, and someone kept trying to open the door, and I just kept clicking A to close the door, so they'd be like, open door, I'd be like, close. And then I just like had that all night. It was just them trying to open the door and me just like clicking close the door.
Amazing.
Eventually they'll just start breaking it down.
I did the classic. Every time they broke the barricade, I would just literally repair it right there, and then have to try to break through it again.
I didn't realize I could do that until later on. I was like, oh yeah, I could just repair it.
I kept one. I usually what I do is I'd barricade all the windows, but then leave the door unbarricaded, because then it would tunnel them all towards. So I put all my bear traps by the door.
That's
and
smart.
They would only want to come through that way. And then usually when the Banshee would screw me because it would use up all my bear traps, and then there'd be like one more baby coming at me. And then like usually I've already got a couple ferals in the room at that point too, and it just kind of turns into a little bit of a nightmare. But luckily I never had to use too much medicine. There's one night I used like a Molotov and it blew up some of my furniture, which I was upset about. But
you can just repair that.
Some of the night times were pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Definitely keeps the intensity up.
Yeah.
Should we get into endings?
Yeah, back to the ending. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's all right.
Derailed it there.
No,
Yeah.
it was an important question, Got to figure out how we survived. Anyways, I went to sleep. It was good.
And so the real ending. Yeah. Yeah, because you go through this sequence where you escape the woods, you enter this like concrete jungle, and you find your apartment, and you walk in, your dog's there. All your furniture is nice, and everything seems relatively normal.
The bed is inviting and warm.
Yeah, there is a man in the hallway passed out on the ground, asking you for, what is he asking you for? Like money or something?
I think he asked for money.
That's a little weird, but if you look in the back room of your apartment, you'll see that there are roots growing out from underneath a lot of your furniture. And if you pull out the furniture, you'll see, there's roots coming into my house from all kinds of different places. And then you can pull up the floorboards when you find a screwdriver. Mm-hmm. And when you pull up the floorboards, you find that the roots go all the way back to your bed. And there you can find a hole right underneath your bed that will take you down into reality, apparently. Maybe. You wake up and you are naked amidst many, many other bodies like yours that are all attached to this giant tree root system, like the tree.
Now it becomes Uzumaki. This is a Junji Ito story. This is
everyone's spiraling together.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you find a flamethrower clutched in the grip of one of the people attached to this tree, and you burn everything down, including yourself, and then you get an epilogue slideshow of what happens to all the characters.
Yeah.
Wow.
And characters you didn't even interact with, which I thought was interesting, where I went, who the fuck are the elephants?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yep.
That is interesting.
Yeah. You burn it all down. It all gets burnt.
Dang aliens.
Ooh,
was
did you all like the Easter egg of going into the office of the developers? That was really nice.
Wait, what?
One of the dream sequences you can have, you get to explore the office of one of the developers. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
The home office.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
How do you get that?
It's one of the dreams where you're exploring an apartment building. If you go like the opposite direction of the way you go to end the dream sequence, then you can open a door and find the cute little apartment of one of the developers. You can find photos of them and like pictures of their family and details about the life they're living while making this game.
Oh, that's cute.
A little bit of artwork.
That's there is like when you start the game, there's an option to turn on or off Indiegogo content. I think that's the content that, because it's immersion breaking content.
I turned that
off. You're
off.
like this. Yeah, I had it on. If you have it on, that's the thing you can see. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't want it to be like, here's the character skin that gives you 10% more XP. And
I thought it would be like Fallout New Vegas, like Wacky Wasteland, and I went, no, I don't want to deal with that.
No,
if I thought it was that, I would have totally chosen it. But
yeah, as far as I can tell, it's literally just that moment in a dream sequence.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts about Darkwood before we move on to questions?
It's awesome.
I liked it.
I do
it
recommend
could be worth
it.
another playthrough for some people. I'm good with one playthrough and then looking to see what the other stuff is. But I think there's definitely this is a good game to play twice. I think is the most you want to play it.
I'm excited for the sequel, and I will probably play this again. I probably will. Someday I will play this
sequel
again.
made by it's so interesting. Every single conversational point here really made me go, dang, if only they liked Pathologic, which does a lot of the same things.
And now that studio is picking up with Darkwood 2.
Yep, Ice Pick Lodge is making Darkwood 2 because it makes sense. Just
It really does.
the conversations about time, combat feeling kind of bad and slow, but in a good way. I'm just sitting here like, interesting.
Was never in a good way for me in Pathologic. It was and I hear you because there are so many parallels between this game and Pathologic. I liked this. I don't know what else to say. Like just I think the aesthetics were a big difference for me.
The aesthetics and probably the top-downness of it all, right? It's not a first-person game.
Yeah, maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. I feel like I want to come back to this again. Pathologic is a game that does not respect the player, and I know you disagree with that.
No,
but
I mean I think it does in the sense that it like actively hates them. Like I think you think you're right. It hates the player much less.
I would not say that about Darkwood.
I actually think I would disagree. I think the Darkwood puts you in a very hostile world that expects you to fail and die repeatedly.
Sure, but it doesn't unnecessarily punish you for that. It doesn't unfairly punish you at any point.
It doesn't reduce your max health and max stamina. And...
Yeah. It doesn't actively try to frustrate you.
I think it's like the fail forward, like in Pyre, where it's like you're supposed to like endure. You're supposed to suffer. You're supposed to get attacked by the dogs and the mushroom men, and you're supposed to. It's a struggle.
Yeah, you can learn from mistakes, but people very inconsistently learn from punishment. I think that was one of the points I made in that episode, and I'll say that again. You can learn from mistakes, but people do not consistently learn from punishment, and Pathologic just punishes you.
I think, honestly, we're really mostly talking about aesthetic choices here, because I really do feel like there is a lot of shared DNA between these two.
I don't think Darkwood punishes you, really. If you're playing on the easy mode, normal mode, I mean, you lose half your inventory, and you know exactly where it is on the map. And it's pretty easy to go back and pick up. Like, this game isn't cruel like Pathologic is cruel.
Which I was expecting it to be. When it said...
I was too. Yeah, I thought it was going to be meaner to me.
not going to hold your hand. I'm like, oh, you're going to be mean to me.
I thought this game was mean to me. I truly, honestly did.
Really?
Yeah. It was mean to me, I guess.
More than Pathologic?
About the same.
That's so what? Like, this game makes so much more sense than Pathologic. Like, the story is so much clearer and easier to follow than Pathologic to me.
I think I just disagree on this. Just in the sense of like, I
Wild.
think the story was kind of hard to follow in a good way. Because there's characters constantly lying to you, manipulating you, getting you to do things, and you don't know what the wide, like, branching consequences of every single action is.
Right, but the words they say make sense in English.
Okay,
That's something you don't often get in Pathologic.
I mean,
yeah,
it's like Earthbound. Once you get into the crazy mode of thinking, it starts making sense.
Sure.
Now I want to play Earthbound, but should we move on to questions?
Yeah.
Okay, our first question comes in from Dale. Scary games tend to work best for me when they are first-person perspective. Do you find the scares to be as effective even from a top-down camera perspective?
Different scares. And I think they were pretty effective for me. I think it wasn't like a jump scare, fear, worry, jolt of panic. More sort of like unsettled. There's something around me. I can't see it. I don't know where it is. Like the big things we pinpointed was like the door opening, but you don't see on the other side of what opened it, or furniture moving because your character can hear it and you can see from the top down perspective, but you can't see the monster moving it. I think the fact that like vision cones and the sound is what really upplayed the fear factor. I don't know so much about scare factor, but like there was a lot of like stressful moments of
it increases the anxiety.
High anxiety, yeah. I would say it was a pretty good anxiety game.
This is a thrilling game. Yeah, it never jumped out and scared me, but it did thrill me. It made me tense in a way that was enjoyable.
Yep.
I think the limited perspective makes the top-down aspect work.
If it was top-down, full visibility, it wouldn't work nearly as well.
Yeah. It would feel more like a twin-stick shooter, I think. Which it technically is. Yeah, but... Yeah.
Hang on. It is not... Okay.
It really is.
We can't...
It plays mechanically, it's basically exactly like a twin-stick.
All right. I can't wait for 2027 to be the year of we're actually playing twin-stick shooter so everyone knows what a twin-stick shooter actually is.
This is that. Okay, how is this not that? How is this not that?
Just because you aim with a second stick and move with a other stick doesn't mean it's a twin-stick shooter. I'm like...
Excuse me? What? Just because you use 2 sticks to move your character and the perspective is exactly the same and you can shoot things doesn't mean it's a twin stick shooter. You got me.
I think twin stick shooters, I think it's very important that like... Well, I didn't say what was important yet, so hang on.
Okay.
I think it's very important that, for me, I think like there is like an arcadey like action to it.
Okay. Well, that's... So everybody now knows Faden's definition of twin stick shooter, and then the rest of the world that uses definitions based on how things work can understand what I'm saying.
Twin stick shooter is a genre of beat 'em up games. Not beat 'em up, shoot 'em ups. It is like I cannot.
I would say that I think it isn't a twin stick shooter simply for the idea that for twin stick shooters, for me, the other analog stick doesn't have to be aiming; it has to be shooting.
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
That's the only difference that I would see. But even at that point, definitionally, I am using 2 sticks to move and shoot. So yes, that way it is. But for me, twin stick shooter is definitely the other analog stick is to specifically shoot the weapon.
Okay, so that definition makes sense to me. This just puts one button in between that being the case and this being that.
But it's not a shoot 'em up. It's not a shoot 'em up.
I didn't say shoot 'em up. I didn't say shoot 'em up. I said shoot 'em.
Twin stick
even one button difference, it's also one button difference from being an FPS shooter. From between twin stick and I would say because like you also
it's a perspective difference.
Perspective difference.
It's a perspective difference.
If we're going to use this definition, this makes Pathologic a twin stick shooter.
No, it doesn't. Because, like, so that's...
You use one stick to move and another... Oh, it has to be top-down. Okay.
No, okay. I completely disagree with you on this. Like, I understand that in a twin stick shooter, oftentimes... the second stick is shooting, but a lot of times it's not. There are twin stick shooters that everyone would say is a twin stick shooter where you have to press a third button for the shooting to actually happen.
Very important is that it's also a shoot 'em up.
So is this not a horror twin stick shooter then?
No, it's not a shoot 'em up.
Because there's less action.
Yes,
that's a stupid distinction. I'm sorry. Like what? Why does it have to have more action for the genre? For the mechanic? When it is a mechanically described, it is a mechanically described genre to me. Like the important thing of that genre, like when using that term, is how it's mechanically operating. I think everyone, based on my description, would understand this as a horror twin stick shooter.
No.
Yes.
I think
like
this is...
because. So what? How would it suddenly become a twin stick shooter? What's the magical difference that it needs?
The magical difference is
more bullets.
More bullets. More like it's mechanically about shooting, as opposed to.
I
survival.
think this is mechanically about shooting. This is
a horror game.
It includes survival, and it includes horror. And it is fundamentally a survival horror game, but I think you can have a survival horror twin stick shooter. I think that's what this is.
I think you can, and I don't think that's it. This game's too slow for that. This game's too like methodical and like
it's frenetic in the combat. It's intense. It's all about it's more about timing than other twin stick shooters in different ways, but like it's different, but it's in the genre.
No, it's not. We're going to play some twin stick shooters. I need to get this down.
I've played twin stick shooters. I know what a twin stick shooter is, and this plays exactly like one of those with survival horror elements.
All right, here's the real thing. Bean, answer Dale's question. Is Darkwood a twin stick shooter?
That's not the question. Also, how did we get here? It is now. Editing this podcast and be like, wait, how the fuck did this happen at all?
I know it's not the question.
I don't even know how to answer that. I feel like the next video game I'll have more comments, but this one I do not know. Because I also don't really know the actual definition of twin stick shooter. Like, in my mind, I would define this game as like a top-down game, and that's it. I would not add anything more extra to the description.
Yeah, I think if I was describing this based off what I assume a twin stick shooter game is, I would just say it's a top-down horror game. That's as far as my definition would go for it, I think.
Yeah, it's an isometric survival horror game.
I'm reading multiple reviews that say with the twin stick design, twin stick setup, twin stick. So maybe if you took the twin stick shooter. This game is a twin stick shooter. This game is a top-down, dark psychological twin stick shooter. Every review I'm reading calls it a twin stick shooter.
I just fundamentally disagree with this.
Well, then there you go. But we now have a consensus of what people in the field think.
Yeah.
But you're shooting with the triggers, like the L and R. You're not really shooting with the stick.
So,
because
there are other twin stick shooters where that's the case. Like
I will give Uncle that. That is also true.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna dispute that point because Uncle is right on that point.
Yeah,
but this game is just not a twin stick shooter. It
is a twin stick survival horror game with shooting. How about that?
All right. So
with
the
RPG
actual question
mechanics
that Dale asked. I guess we're just moving to this. Oh, I should answer the first question myself. I do not find the scares to be as effective coming from top down, quite frankly. It softens the blow for me, and I don't think that makes it a worse game. It just, it doesn't scare me as much as first person scares me because fundamentally first person scares the fuck out of me.
Yep, I would say first person is much scarier. If you like scary games, I think you'll still like this game.
Yeah.
I was
absolutely.
still very scared. I was still
me-
super scared, but the
time
top
scary game,
down
yeah, I'd say so.
made it more palatable for me. Because again, like Uncle was saying, it's thrilling. It gives you anxiety, but it's not it's not like a jump scare or something that's gonna grab you and then you turn around in first person. It's not that. It's a lot more. Again, you're in a house alone and you hear the noises, and I feel like that is really the anxiety, the thrill.
Can I share something you shared with us?
Yes.
Yeah, this game gave you nightmares.
Oh yes, this game gave me nightmares. Yes, it did. It really did. I thought that there was ghosts coming out of my closets. I thought there was something coming into my windows because I sleep next to a window. I didn't like sleeping. I also sleep closest to the bedroom door, so I was like, I do not like that I am near the entrance to the bedroom.
Oh no. So to go with my my elevator pitch, this game probably would have given me nightmares if this just wasn't my nightmares. This is just where my brain is all the time. I don't think things scare me anymore. I can't remember the last time I was scared by a thing. I feel dread about deadlines in my life, but I can't remember the last time I was scared, especially by media, by a TV show or a video game or a movie. But I will say this game horrified me at least as much as any first-person game I've played personally. I haven't played a ton of first-person horror games in a while, but
I think they might be able to spook you.
I think the stuff jumping out at me would get me. There would be more scares in first-person games, but I think this game had plenty of horror, if that makes sense. If that distinction.
I think that makes sense. Yeah. I think this distinction makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I have another funny tidbit of how I played this game. So I played this game while watching Bridgerton, and that is how I was able to palate the scary, and I am relaxed.
Holy shit.
Max, Faden, how did you guys play this game? Because I played this game pretty much exclusively at night in a pitch black room with no lights on and headphones on. That's how I played this game.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. I played it any time, usually between 10:30 p.m. and 2 a.m.
Me too.
And pitch black, blacked out curtains, everything. I had my monitor on. I had my other two monitors off, and then my headphones cranked.
Yep, that was me.
Jesus Christ! I docked my Steam Deck and played this on the TV, and if it was boring, I'm just getting resources time. I'm just listening to podcasts.
I've played. I really do enjoy the anxiety that it's weird because I hate anxiety in real world for reasons.
Yeah, normally I hate this shit, but it works
video
in this
game
game.
Anxiety, it feels good.
There's no consequences. There's no consequences when the thing falls apart. There's no real
True.
consequences in a video game.
Yeah.
And so it lets you. This is what's dangerous about video games, I think, is that it lets you role play accomplishment without ever actually doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder how much this AI boom and like among like chuds who don't want to do work is like kind of contingent on video games training us for this sort of dopamine
Yep.
loop.
Yep.
Second question from Dale. I find there to be a distinction between tension and fear. Do you think this game exemplifies tension or fear?
Oh, nice. I think we were already talking about
Yeah,
this.
basically, I think tension for
Good
me.
two-parter.
I think it's
Yeah,
the
tension.
anticipation for sure, and then I just had a lot of fear after playing the game.
I think they do a good job of opening up the nights to very slow start. Almost all of them are like a slow start. You have time before anything's going to start coming, and then it's like a minute of like them knocking on things, and now they're in.
Yeah.
I think it did a good job of like having you expect that every night, and every time there was still always a twinge of like, oh shit, it's happening now. It's here it goes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, real
But
quick, did anyone follow the person who was saying "come on, follow" at night?
No.
No.
No way.
Nope.
I'm staying in my house.
Yeah.
I
I'm
was a big
sure.
baby
I
at that time.
bet for sure that was just like one of the savages trying to get you outside so they could kill you.
I tried, and they
you did?
leave you
Really?
just around the house. You just circle the house. You don't go anywhere.
I assumed it was nothing, and it was just trying to lure you out from safety.
Yeah.
I assume nighttime only meant things are trying to kill you. Don't trust anything.
Yep,
Nighttime.
same. Hilver asks, what is funnier in games, when a little attack does massive damage or a big attack does very little damage? Examples. A toe poke in fighting games sending the opponent flying away, KO'd, and a massive summon in an RPG doing 1 HP damage.
Little big.
Which one's funnier?
Yeah, I
Little
think
big
a little
funny.
bit, a little big funny, yeah. I love
Yeah, 'cause
Luigi
usually-
doing the like little kick in Smash Bros that can send people flying if you do it the right way.
Yeah, because I think big and little is more just disappointing than funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think little thing doing big damage, you're like, oh, that's silly.
Bean, do you have an opinion?
Oh no, I completely agree.
Yeah, we're all little doing big thing over here. I will say, I do still appreciate massive thing doing little damage though.
Yeah, that can be okay. But
Especially
It has
when an
its
enemy
moments.
does it to you.
I prefer that. I prefer
Yeah.
when I take little damage.
Well, I like it when an enemy's like, I'm hot shit, let's go, and then like does a wild attack on you and it does 1 damage.
That does feel good sometimes.
Okay, are we ready to go into
Oh,
our
wait.
famous... Yeah.
I have a question. What would we add to this
Oh.
game? I would
Oh.
add. I want like the gossip and all the little things that people tell you. I want another page in the book because I just could not remember the gossip or any of the little things the people told you at all. I had to like write that
More-
down manually every time someone talked to me.
It's just like more journals.
Yeah,
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I want more lore. I love the world. I love World of Duplicate. I wish they made it slightly more in your face that like, hey, everything is just white goop here. Like, if you were to cut one of these trees, it's just white goop.
I honestly, I don't say this often. I'd like to see what a multiplayer mod for this game does.
Ooh.
I think you
Yeah.
can edit this pretty well to be a procedurally generated thing where then you could then play with people.
Oh, I don't want
that
to
would
be...
to
be
help
so
her.
fun.
Help or
Like
hurt
the-
other people. I was thinking something similar. Like either playing with other real people or even just having an enemy type that's like the player, that has a safe
Yes.
house, that is, that's doing what you're doing. You can encounter them out in the world, harvesting resources or finishing your quests.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I was
that-
thinking. Oh, sorry, you go.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that was the one thing I was gonna say was just that like you came in with a group of people. I think it would be more interesting if everyone else didn't just die, or one of them is maybe a duplicate, got duplicated into a traitor. But I think like that, like maybe the next house that you go into, it is occupied already, and you have to kill the guy that's kind of doing the thing that you're doing right now. I think that would be pretty cool. Like if you came into the swamp, but like a version of you is already doing the thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's literally when you said multiplayer, Faden, I literally was thinking if they had like an extra like even like a fourth safe house, and then everyone starts in those different sections, and so you're piecing the puzzle together, and then when you get that piece, you all kind of get to a point where you want to shift houses, and then cool. Like what Max is saying, you're kind of battling for territory so you can continue the story forward.
When I was mentioning multiplayer, I truly meant like co-op. Like you just have one other person with you, and you have to survive this together.
Oh, that's polite. That's nicer.
Yeah, I mean, yours makes more sense, honestly, and probably makes for a better multiplayer experience in a way, and like more true to the game.
It'd be cool if you had both, right? Like if you could work together to survive, or you could just take each other's shit.
Extraction shooter Darkwood.
Yeah, there you go. Who knows? Maybe Darkwood 2 will have some of these features. I would not be surprised to find a player-like character in Darkwood 2.
You know, I'm excited for it being about the ocean and water.
Yeah, that's a mechanic we didn't mention that shows up in the swamp, is that you all of a sudden there's water in different areas that slows you down, and it's more exhausting to wade through. And it really makes you plot out your movement and the direction that you hit different locations a little bit more thoughtfully.
And the swampers come in.
And the swampers, can hide underneath the water. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Fun game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have one more question. How many days did everyone take to finish this game?
It took me 37.
Oh, I thought you said 34, but it took me 36.
30 flat.
Dang.
Yeah. Nice.
Dang.
I could have done it faster, but I was really ditzing around my last 5 or 6 days. I was kind of like, I want to see more stuff. Stuff.
I spent a lot of days in the meadows clearing it, in the second, is it Silent Woods?
Silent Forest.
It's Dry Meadow, Silent Forest, Old
Wood. Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the first 2 locations grabbing every single item, making return trips to make sure I could grab everything. And then I stopped doing that on the 3rd location and onward. And I went but I think all those items and currency buildup was enough to carry me through the rest of it, where I just kind of zoomed through.
How many days did you get to, Bean?
Oh, I think I said 35, but I also spent a whole bunch of hours. I did not get far at all, despite having that many days in the game.
I think that's pretty good on your first horror game, though, to play through. Because, my first horror game, I never beat or played because I was just too afraid to get it. Granted, I was much younger when I did it, but I wouldn't say horror games are easy to play, especially not first time. You definitely need to kind of try a couple of them, and then you'll eventually. I think you just kind of get tougher skin to scares. I don't know what it is. I think it's just you expect them. You've seen them before, and so it's less. Every new scare after is less scary. I think what it comes down to.
I always eventually reach a moment where I realize, I'm gonna. It's gonna have to be at least possible for me to survive, or else this wouldn't be a game.
You can kind of meta your thoughts while you're playing to be this is a game. I'm not in danger. I can reduce my chemicals now.
Are we ready to talk about other games now?
I'm so ready to talk about other games. But Uncle, do you want to go first?
I barely played any other games this month. I've had a pretty hectic schedule, but I did just boot back up an old game I have not played in a very long time. I don't even know how many people have even heard of this game. Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
I did a playthrough 2 years ago.
It's such a unique game. Not really. I mean, it's exactly like a million other games, and
I can't wait for you to get halfway and then stop.
Yeah, I beaten this game once, but I played it like my first playthrough. I did get all the way through, and then I started up like maybe 2 other playthroughs over the course of my time playing this game. This is just me starting it up again after maybe it's probably been 10 years since I've touched this game. It's hard to describe, really. It's an action RPG that's very focused on the action. They were really trying to nail the feel of combat, and so it borrows a lot from games like Devil May Cry and those kinds of like action slash 'em ups or whatever you'd call them, with combos and different specific abilities. But it's really heavy into the level up system. The whole story is that you're a character who is brought back to life, and so you were cut from the weave of fate. And you no longer have a fate. You're a thread unbound. You can be whatever you want. And you put different abilities into one of 3 fields: might, skill, and magic. The usual 3. Sneaky stuff in bows and daggers, or sword stuff with heavy armor and shields, or magic. And by investing in different amounts into these 3 different fields, you can unlock different classes, basically different fates that have different bonuses and make your abilities work in different ways. Like instead of a dodge, you might unlock a blink, like it's a short-term teleport. And different classes will have different kinds of blink. You get different bonuses to blocking, to elemental magic, whatever. It's, I don't know, it's pretty fun. Like, the combat's really fun. You get into a certain flow. You unlock special abilities that give you bonus experience and look really, really brutal on the final execution. The quests are pretty forgettable. The characters are all pretty forgettable. The art style is very generic. Fantasy world. The world is, it's like, the artwork is pretty cool and unique and beautiful, and also completely forgettable in a lot of ways. It looks like box standard fantasy MMO. Like, that's what everything looks like in Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. The story's kind of interesting. It has like this weird fae society, and
like
there's a more fae creatures, like magical
damn.
creatures that have myth cycles, and they're all immortal. Like, they can die, but they'll come back within a year, basically.
It's kind of cool little thing. It's cool.
It is. It's unique. Yeah. So like all these like fae elves are technically immortal. They'll die, but they're just gonna come back. And you are one of the mortal races that have come to their lands and are disrupting these immortal permanent cycles with your stupid mortality and just fucking shit up constantly. And so one of the 2 halves of this fae society, the Winter Courts, have basically declared war on all mortals. And because they can die and just keep coming back, they're beating the shit out of the mortals, basically. And so the solution was you. They're trying to find a way to bring mortals back to life so we can keep fighting forever, too. And you're the one success before the whole magic shebang blows up. And now you can do your own thing. I didn't get very far in this playthrough. I barely played it. Mostly I was playing Darkwood. But it's fun. I'm going for the Universalist class playthrough this time, where you invest equal amounts into all 3 fields, which I usually is a play style that does not work in RPGs, right? A generalist who's kind of good at everything. In this game, it can really work. The bonuses you get for playing the Universalist class are pretty good. They're pretty big damage bonuses. And as long as you mix up your abilities, you can pretty easily make a character work with just a little bit from each class type. And you also get huge skill bonuses. So you can do like lockpicking and sneaking and persuasion. You just get a lot better at all of those things by being a Universalist. So you can access more of the game. So that's what I'm doing this time. We'll see how long it lasts. I doubt I'll beat it. It's like I said, pretty forgettable. The story does not really grip you as interesting as the world is.
Yeah.
It's really the combat and the loot you're playing for. The cool new looking weapon that you just got that you finally have enough skill to use, and it's just a little bit better than the last thing you were using, and eventually the loot grind wears out, and I'm sure it will. But Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning, if you're looking for a big open world, game with choices that don't really matter that much, and loot that's kind of interesting, and gameplay that's pretty fun, but a story you'll ultimately forget, that's what this is. Never came out with a sequel. I think the studio that created it collapsed after this game came out. It was a pretty big budget, as I remember, and it did not sell very well.
I was looking, and it had like a re-release that added a new expansion in 2021.
So yeah, that's what I'm playing now, and I'll probably end up like playing the expansion and then getting bored of it. But that's what I'm playing Re-Reckoning. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, Re-Reckoning.
Yeah. It was on super crazy mega sale. I got it for like $5 or something. So
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I played.
Who would like to go next?
I played 2 games this month, but I'm only going to talk about one of them. Slay the Spire 2.
Hell yeah.
Absorbed my life for the first week it was out, and I put 77 hours into it. I haven't played in a little while because I've been playing a different game that might have also come out this month. But holy crap, Slay the Spire 2. If you've never played Slay the Spire 1, should you just go play 2 instead?
Tough question. That's a tough question.
It is. I would vote. Oof, I don't know.
Two's pretty good.
I want to say play 1 first because you'll get to play more content in total of Slay the Spire. But I think Slay the Spire 2 is probably a better place for new people to come into. I mean, Slay the Spire 1 is totally approachable and playable. No issues playing Slay the Spire 1, especially because it's on mobile. But Slay the Spire 2, it just has animations now, and it's not like Pokemon first gen where they just shake left and right and then push the PNG forward towards the other Pokemon to deal damage, where some attacks have unique attack animations, which are fun now. There's new cards, there's new artifacts, there's new stuff. I should say, if you've never played Slay the Spire before, it's a card game. It's a deck builder game. You play as one of the few set classes, which we have 3 returning classes and 2 new classes.
Well, characters, right? They're not classes because they're whole guys with stories now.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't care about the story of all the games. I play it just for the card deck builder stuff.
I want to point out they have personalities now.
All right. They do?
Yeah.
Maybe we're playing different games.
I think we're experiencing Slay the Spire 2 very differently, I think.
Yeah. So you can play different classes, as I call them. There is the warrior class, the thief class, what do you unlock next?
The regent.
The regent class, and then the necromancer class.
Necrobinder.
And the best class of all, the defect.
The
electric guy.
Wait, do you only use electric for the defect?
No.
Oh, okay.
I say he's a robot. That's why I said electric guy.
We are like playing a different game. It feels like.
I played Slay the Spire 2. Faden played something else.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Look, I play it because it's fun to see number go up, and there's crazy card combos you can do. There's relics that affect your cards in different ways. One of the biggest advantages in this game that they added was multiplayer, so now you can play with friends, which has been fantastic. I got all of my coworkers at work hooked on it, and so at lunch we were playing 4-man Slay the Spire runs for like the first 2 weeks it came out. You build a deck, and you go up the spire and you try to slay it, and it's a roguelike, so you're on multiple different runs, and you're gonna slowly unlock new cards, newer relics, just making the game bigger in general. And it's in alpha right now, so there's not really an ending yet for anything, at least not that I've seen. I think you can go to Ascension level 10, but I don't know if there's anything past that.
Whew.
But
how many Ascension levels are you up to?
Ascension 5 on Defect. No, Ascension 6 on Defect. But then me and my buddy got like Necrobinder to Ascension 7 earlier. Necrobinder's so strong. It's crazy.
Is Necrobinder your favorite class, as you call it?
Yeah. No, probably Defect. Defect's the most fun because you just play power cards all the time, and that's a lot of fun. But Necrobinder status is a lot of fun. Where you give yourself just a bunch of negative statuses, which then can convert into Doom, and then you do a hybrid status Doom build where you're just applying hundreds of Doom each turn.
I think I'm so much worse at these games than you are. I play the runs pretty optimized when I'm playing with my, like, usually when we're playing I'll be like, all right, we're gonna go this route, then this route, then this route, and that's probably our best way to go things. And I'm the map drawer when we do runs. And we seem to do pretty well. They've been pretty good, decent runs, and the game's just like I said, it's in alpha or like early access or whatever, so they're going to be adding a bunch more stuff. It is fun because some of the cards, the art isn't done. Yes.
So it's like MS Paint art for some of the cards, which I think they should keep for at least some of them. There's some of them that are pretty good as like...
Truly, it makes the AI placeholder people look like clowns. Makes them look like clowns.
Oh, the fact that they're actually doing their own art for...
placeholders?
Yeah, what is it? We're exploring for early development and only brainstorm. They don't even use the word brainstorming. I'm trying to think of how AI video game companies justify the AI.
This is how they justify it. We're too lazy to come up with ideas, so we outsourced it to the fake idea
They're using
machine.
it to replace fucking concept art, which is just crazy. That's just so ideas. Crazy.
Well, not even concept art. Like some of the Slay the Spire placeholder art is so funny. I remember seeing like one where it's just like a picture of all the like protagonists like beating up on the architect, and it's just like the funniest fucking like card I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's one. It's the feral card for Defect. Let's see if I can post the picture or the art of it, but it's just super deranged looking. Like it's a super deranged looking. If you knew the guy Defect, and he's got like teeth and fangs, but it's all painted in like MS Paint, so it looks super super unhinged even more with it being like the feral card.
It's so good.
But yeah, I'm curious. Bean, have you ever played a deck building game?
Dominion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then, Uncle, have you ever played like a deck build? Have you played deck builders many before?
Not many, no.
Okay.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
The only reason I ever played this game is because I think when I got a new phone, I got Apple Arcade or whatever for free for 3 months, and it was on there, and I was like, ooh, I want to try that out. And it's the only app I opened on my phone for like those 3 months because it was just so much fun. I'm not really big into deck builders, or at least I didn't think I was until I played Slay the Spire, and I was like, I get it. I totally get it. It's so much fun. I'd recommend giving it a shot. Even like Slay the Spire 1, because you can get on mobile, so that's a really good app game to waste time if you need to waste time. But apparently, do people need more things to waste time on?
I love a deck builder. Two games I recommend for you, Max. Rogue Book is my favorite roguelike deck builder, just hands down. Rogue Book, very good. Another one is Inscription, the horror deck builder that is wild. That game's wild. That game...
I almost suggested that one for this year because it's kind of a little...
It's creepy.
But, yeah.
It's also... you played it then, right?
I know what you're trying not to talk about, but yes.
Yeah. The thing...
Because I don't want to talk about it because I think I do want to suggest it at some point.
Yeah.
I think it would be a really good game to play.
That
I've had people recommend that game to me before.
It's very good. I also think it actually benefits from having some knowledge of these games, though.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Who do you like more, Max, the Regent or the Necrobinder?
Necrobinder.
Yeah. I love the Regent.
1,000,000,000%.
The Regent's
fun. His cards are silly, and very much do my bidding.
Yeah.
Games.
Very like
even,
sitting on a walking throne, looking completely done with this shit because the Regent is a space traveling king who's like, I guess this planet seems interesting. Might as well crash land here.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's each character has its own flavor, and all of them are optimal choices to choose. Besides Silent, obviously the worst one.
Wrong.
I am still on Ascension 0 on Silent. It's the only character I'm on Ascension 0 on.
Wow.
I would argue it's the least balanced character to make Ascension runs on, but. My other buddy who has been playing nonstop, like Silent is his main, and he only plays her, and he's only good on runs that I'm with him on. So I don't know if he's just doing multiplayer runs to smooch off other people, but I don't know.
I think you're just wrong about the Silent is what it is, because Poison's amazing.
Poison's amazing. She has great damage. Don't get me wrong. She just dies. She just dies very quickly and has a hard time dealing with it.
Well, I have a hard time dealing with death too.
Yeah, because like all the other classes just usually have some crazy, busted, broken, easy defense rotation you can kind of go through to at least have like 10 defense on most turns, but usually way more. But yeah, Slay the Spire 2, good game. Play the first one if you haven't played any of them, because it's on mobile. Slay the Spire 2 will be on mobile soon, probably.
Slay the Spire 2, also great Steam Deck game.
Yep, also great Moonshine game, if you know what Moonshine Sunshine is, and you can stream it to your phone. It's really good on mobile.
Bet. I
think I might show you how to do that. It's super
Max
nice to play Slay the Spire 2 on.
That's so dangerous for me. I don't know if I like responsibility wise. I don't know if I should.
Yeah, trust me.
My work.
If you have the ability to do it at work without having any issues from your boss, you can find lots of time to play Slay the Spire on the clock.
That's my issue. That's my issue.
Yeah, but joke's on them. They're paying me to play Slay the Spire. So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Bean, what about you?
Well, I truly spent a lot of my time playing this game, so the only other game that I really played was this app game called Little Big Snake. And essentially, you're a little snake, but like there's a whole bunch of different skins. Like you can be like a cat, a dog, a train, a coin, la 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 la. I play the free version. I'm not spending any money on this. Some people, if you spend money, you can talk to people, but truly, like, no one really talks to each other. You can't really coordinate. I think you can talk without words in this game, essentially, because the whole point is you help your teammates try to crash out the other snakes, and then you eat the snakes and get bigger, and that's pretty much how you communicate. You can emote at each other, so that's also how some people communicate. But for the most part, really, truly, you do not need to spend money on this game. But I do enjoy the game. It's a really good, like, calming, chill game for me just to play. Essentially, you just drive around and you try to crash into other snakes' faces, and yeah. I mean,
so it's
I
like
think I'm okay.
it's Snake. It's like Snake, like the classic game.
It
Snake.
is Snake. Yeah, it is
Okay.
Snake. Except the world is a lot bigger, and when you defeat so there's like a person who has the crown, which is like the first place person in whatever world you're in. So there's like multiple servers. So whatever server you're in, whoever has like the top, this could be like 50K, this could be almost like 1,000K, this could be like 500K, this could, it depends on, how far the server is. But whoever has first place, if you can kill them, a dungeon can open potentially, and that's the award. And so then everyone rushes to go to the dungeon where you can get a whole bunch of free food there. And then you can get even bigger from just the free food itself. And there's two different types of dungeons. There's like the safe dungeon where like everyone is peaceful, so it doesn't matter, you can fly through people. And then there's the mean dungeon where it's like if you crash into other people, you will die also in the dungeon. So it's best not to die in the dungeon. But it's pretty fun. You can also quote unquote like save yourself by quitting the game. Essentially, you can, if you get up to like a high enough number of like tons, is how they say it. Like if you get like 500k tons, let's say, that's how big your snake is. You can drive your snake all the way to like one of the exit points, which is basically a tunnel, which exits you to the main menu, and then you go, yep, you got the rewards, yay.
So I know this game actually because I watched one of my partners play it all the time on our TV.
What?
There was also daily events happening too, and I just really remember the fucking SpongeBob daily event where you had to like get the plankton.
Oh my gosh, I'm not playing the daily events at all. I'm just playing normal Snake. Yeah, but it's really fun. It is truly fun. I think you can make friends on here. I just think it's very hard because again, like what would you even talk about, and why would you spend money to open up chat?
Yeah. Spend money to have abuse hurled at you because you're not playing Snake right.
How about you, Faden?
Yeah, I've been thinking this entire time, and I think I know what game I'm going to talk about. I play quite a few. Just quick shout out to Chrono Trigger, which was a wonderful time. If I played that game when I was 13, I would be insufferable. Now, the game it took a few months to play though is Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Which is a sequel to Fate Stay Night, a game that we've discussed on this podcast twice already. Mm-hmm. So the story takes place after the events of the Holy Grail War, 6 months after, where, hey, you're just like, you're having this time, you're doing this like a training camp, like practice thing, like telling these ghost stories with other students. You're playing as Shiro again, and the instantly when I realized, wait, something's up with this, is when like Shiro leaves to go to the bathroom, and bumps into Caster from the previous Holy Grail War, who is now a wife to another person you killed in the Holy Grail War, and it's just kind of casual. As you are in this weird time loop situation where all the characters from the previous game are back and in domestic situations. And you're constantly going through this loop of 4 days where at the end of the 4th day, Shiro is brutally murdered by these shadow creatures. And then the loop restarts again. And it's mostly a slice of life game where you're seeing all these you're seeing Saber interact with Tigra more, your teacher, sister, guardian, and or you're seeing Shiru teach Caster how to cook because she doesn't know how to cook in the modern day. Going to the pool with various characters on dates, so obviously you get swimsuit reveals, of course. And also the moon's fucked up. What's up with that fucking moon? Why is the moon completely black with a blue outline around it? What's going on with that? Oh, why is everyone back? Everyone should be dead or just gone by the nature of the thing. Also, who the fuck is... Why am I having dreams about this one woman named Bazet Fraga McRamitz? What does she have to do with this? Why is she here? Why is she fighting in an alternate universe Sakura and Rin who are wearing different outfits and go by a different last name and have a Darksaber? What the fuck is happening? Oh, why can't we see her servant who's just a silhouette? And
yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? So there's this massive mystery going on in between these slice of life scenes while you're also preparing for a cultural festival for the school. Leading to a great part where all the servants help participate in this play with a lot of students. And you get this long fake play sequence that is just delightful. A lot of it is you get to see your characters in a fun setting, interacting with each other and bouncing off each other in ways that, you wouldn't expect. What if Ryder is doing part-time at an antique shop, and then Caster comes in going, I need something good for my husband. What do you got for me? And them having just a mini fight because they just hate each other. About that
is so funky.
The customer's always right, Ryder. Come on, you're treating me with disrespect. And Ryder's I don't know, maybe you should go fuck yourself.
And so is the plot of it to figure out this mystery?
Yeah. The best part is everyone kind of knows this time loop is happening, but they don't know how to describe it. They're the days just keep repeating. It just feels like a malaise of slice of life scenes, getting to the point where it's can this be over? What the fuck is happening? We're all kind of bored of this shit, but we don't know what to do. So they just keep going and going and going. And it's literally a game about how slice of life scenes are really nice, but God, if that was your entire life, if that's all there was to life, that'd be so fucking boring.
Yeah, this game sounds like torture to me. Absolute hell.
And I think it's kind of brilliant though, is the thing. I was truly stunned. Especially they start introducing some new characters. There's this new since the priest is gone, since Kotamine is gone, there's this now new priestess. Who is just kind of there, and every time Shiro interacts with her, something weird happens. She's always playing music, and it irritates him to the point that he just starts swearing at her in a way that he just doesn't with other characters. Calls her you're fucking stupid. Literally is using the F-bomb.
Wow.
And it's completely hostile. Hey, what the fuck is up with this? Why is he verbally abusing Karen.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So rude to Karen.
Yeah, and like, you also start learning about this new servant that actually was maybe summoned in the previous war called Avenger. And like, it just kind of like culminates into like a really like, it is, it kind of was made to be a quote unquote happier follow up to Fate Stay Night, so you can like see all the characters living together. It's really, really going hard in the harem of everyone lives in Shiro's house, like everyone basically. But it has a lot of fun interactions. I think it's really cute. I think it's really enjoyable. I like choosing to go do things with certain people. Like, you have like your mornings, your afternoons, and your nights, and you can do different activities. You have like a whole map of the city, and you get to just pick and choose what you want to do. And I don't know. It also just has like a really, just the music's good. The music's so good in this game series.
A lot of earworms get stuck in your head.
Yeah, especially like, I just like the anime openings for these.
They have like when you launch the game.
Yeah, so when you launch the game, there's an anime opening that plays pretty good, and then when you get to a certain point in the game that kind of reveals a lot more of the mystery, then there's a second opening, and it's fucking
get season 2's
sick. Opening. Yeah, you get season 2's opening, and like the song "Hollow World" fucking whips, just amazing. Of course, because I'm playing the remastered edition, and even the PS Vita port of this PC game, none of the erotic content is in there.
That's nice.
For good or for ill, I don't know. One of the scenes is kind of a vampire-like scene that I kind of think would have ruled, but I get it. Yeah, so I played Hollow Ataraxia for, I don't know, like 3 months. It took me like 40 hours to read through this one.
I was going to say, what's your total playtime?
Yeah, it's about a 40-hour game. And I think it's worth it. I don't know. I really like it. Mm-hmm. I really like these guys. I really like these characters. I really like learning more of the side characters, too. That's another fun bit, especially what's her name right now, and I can't remember it. She's just one of the Shiro's like classmates, and she's really good. She's just very funny. They call her the Panther.
The Panther.
Oh, you meet a new character who's just a cat lady that like is like selling alcohol. Like that's like her job. Yeah, and she like constantly delivers the alcohol to the temple, and like the main like head priest is like, well, sorry, the temporary head priest is like, don't tell my dad about this. Macadira, yeah, Kade Macadira, she's great, loud and obnoxious, is a track person. A lot of good Rin moments. Rin gets scared by a bidet at one point.
I am Rin. I am Rin.
My favorite Rin moment, though, is the time she gets trapped in a magical chest. She accidentally falls into this chest with an evil, like, Sailor Moon wand that she has.
What?
That is, like, a magical object that is just, like, really evil and tries to lure people into this chest. And you literally will spend your entire, like, 4-day time loop in that chest until, like, you finally escape. But it's like Shiro and Rin just, like, trapped in it. And it's really funny. It's really good. Especially when the magical Sailor Moon wand, like, is like, in order to get out, just you gotta wield me, Rin. Come on. And Rin's like, fucking no. I hate you. I don't want to deal with this. Eventually she does. She even gets her own little magical girl transformation. And Shiro makes fun of her for it because she's being ridiculous. And also the wand makes her talk in a specific way, too, that she hates. So she pushes Shiro into the chest and he dies on the 4th day in that chest.
Oh my god, that is really funny.
This is an insane game.
It's an insane game.
Yeah.
I like Lancer fishing and like just drinking beers at the port, as like other servants throughout the time loop start like also fishing against him. Archer just starts making it a competition and like perfectly precisely nails the fish with every single like throw of the rod. And then Gilgamesh comes by and also just like attracts all the ladies, and they're all really loud as he has like the legendary fishing pole of heroes. Also, Gilgamesh is sometimes a 10-year-old boy. For some reason. Don't know what's up with that. He just does that. And like is like the king of kids.
I have not played this game.
Fucking absolutely fucking ludicrous. What? Like
Yep.
Yeah, I have not played this game, but it makes me want to because of the chess scene itself.
Yeah, it's it's very strange. But, you know, it's a great time. Oh, you also get to meet... Oh, that's right. You also get to meet Rin's German rival she met in her London mage school. Because now she's like...
What?
Yeah. Her German rival's also super obsessed with wrestling and like suplexes Rin when they first meet.
What? This is all so random.
At this point now, I'm just assuming that Faden has this entire list of fake details that don't exist in this game. You've been reading it off this entire time.
She's notably famous. Yeah, I'm reading this like a Wikipedia because I like had to get a little reminder. That's right. She's not doing wrestling moves. She's also a professional wrestler, like in her non-magical life. She's called the Forklift Lady.
What?
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm
What?
loving all the weird factoids.
And so this is a book you can read, listeners.
Yes,
this is a book you can
This
read.
is a book that you can read.
With pictures.
With pictures. There's also like a really cool plot about like this like a certain character being like in his life was sacrificed as the epitome of evil because they just declared him to be so. And then he like learns a horrifying fact after he's like sacrificed and his like body is ripped apart. He learns he can't die. And has to just kind of like suffer while being like a thing to be tortured and burned because they blame the world's sins on him. So it kind of, switches back and forth a little bit.
That is
a game.
I was gonna say that is the name of this. I can't even remember the name of the game.
Fate Hollow Ataraxia, which means hollow illusion.
Fate Adirondack.
So what are we playing next month, y'all?
That's a great question.
I think this is another uncle suggestion.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, is this a Mac suggestion?
Which one is it?
No, I'm not human. No, I'm not a human.
Yes, that is a me suggestion.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video of a YouTuber playing this game. I think I watched the first 3 minutes, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this because I want to play it.
Yeah.
Because it looks really cool and freaky deaky. I think it'll be a fun one. Yeah, I think it's pretty short.
It's pretty short. Well, it's pretty short of a lot of endings.
Yes. Yep. But I think it'll be a good one. I'm excited.
Does anyone have any plugs they want to shout out?
Ooh, yeah, I have a plug. Go listen, listeners, listen. You should listen to...
That's it.
You should listen to the Lost and the Damned podcast, for real. I know I said that last time, but I am saying this again. It is really just so wonderful, so fun. It is really magical over there. It is just so it's thrilling in not the scary way, not in the anxious way, but in the way that makes you want more. And you just are like anticipating for the next episode. It is very good. And again, you can start reading now. Like they are not too far in advance, whereas you're like, wow, that's like 50 books in. I don't know if I can start this. I don't know if I can read along. This is a good time to start now. So please start now.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if, I will say, I'm going to push back a little. As someone, I mean, we're 9 books in. That's a lot of reading.
But they are very simple books, and you can find all of them for free as audiobooks on YouTube now, because there's a guy going through the entire Horus Heresy and just reading them himself, and he's not
sick.
He's not monetizing the videos, so they haven't been stricken down yet. So yeah, if you want to just listen to these books and then listen to us talk about these books, you could. It's pretty simple process now. It's a free process now.
Yeah, listen to us talk about Warhammer books.
Yeah,
and the books are like 200 pages?
No, they're 400 pages. They're pretty thick.
Oh, they're 400 pages. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
They're fat. Yeah, they're all pretty fat. We're reading Mechanicum right now. We're reviewing that later this month. It's another Graham McNeil, which means
Graham.
It's interesting. He's
peaks and
this
valleys.
Guy
peaks
has,
and valleys.
Yeah, and he cannot. Women. This guy's got problems with women.
I will say though, this is his best woman character ever.
Best woman character yet. But there's still at least one character in this book described as unmistakably female in appearance. That is
yep.
I love that. I love that line. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for the shout out. Yeah. It's been a fun one.
Thank you. Thank you, Bean. That's
not always great books, but they're always fun to talk about.
Hell yeah.
I think that's the fun. I think that truly is the fun. And then I also have a second shout out. My second shout out is, right now with the attack on trans people and people fleeing from Kansas, I do recommend, if you can, donate or volunteer, please go to the LGBTQKS, that is the Kansas page, and then you can also go to tcn.life, which is the Trans Care Network, and these are places where you can help people who are trying to relocate, trying to get care, trying to figure out their life in the world that we are in currently.
Also,
that's a good shout out.
My follow up to that: if you're in a bigger city, go to your local queer center. Not everyone has one, of course, but a lot of cities surprisingly do, and they're always needing of resources and help and assistance. And also, you can find fun activities there, even, and maybe even learn about yourself.
Yes, definitely. Be local too. Yeah.
Anyone else?
I have no shout outs. Fuck the United States military. I'll echo that from our last episode of Lost in the Dale. Fuck war. Fuck this shit. We are witnessing the collapse of an evil empire, and it sucks and it hurts, and it's probably necessary.
Yeah, I mean, truly imagine being so scared of diversity, but you're not worried about dictatorship.
Yeah.
Or genocide, not caring about genocide, but you're also scared of just people existing.
Yeah.
Yep. My shout out was just going to be start now. I would recommend, and informing people on how they can get registered to vote and how they know where to vote, when to vote, and why to vote. But it's really the most amount of control you can do, right, in some situations. So
without taking the next step.
Yep.
Which is maybe becoming necessary.
Yeah, and I will also follow up. Electoralism can sometimes be useful, especially in local stuff, but electoralism will not save us.
Yeah. Local elections, especially.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to focus. I was trying to
Yeah.
local elections. There's a lot of power
Yes.
up for grabs, and people found that out. And if your city's not doing well, it's probably because people are making it that way.
Yep.
So take a look at your city council, take a look at your local representatives, and you also probably have the power to run in some of your local. It's a big ask for people without any political knowledge whatsoever. But if you have a slight inkling and you think you can get some good done, you probably can. There's a lot of power in local elections.
I'll also say, people that are currently elected right now that are usually shitbags have zero political experience too, so don't let that deter you.
Yeah, yeah. That really,
It's really just
what
schmoozing.
what really makes the difference is who has the money to be a politician, to throw their hat in the ring with enough advertising funding to become a politician. That's what determines who runs shit in our country, not expertise. So yes, you random listeners with no political knowledge, you know at least as much as our government. Frankly,
Yeah.
like
Probably more,
yeah.
honestly, if you're listening to
Yeah.
this.
Probably more at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, have faith in yourself. That's another good recommend. Get involved in local stuff.
All right, everyone have a wonderful month, and we'll see you next time.
Stay spooky. That's what we say, right? That's our saying.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what we say.
that's what we say.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Stay
Stay spooky.
I'm hitting end.
I definitely did not catch on that what we were doing. I was like, what are we counting down to?
It would have been good too if no one said anything.
Hello, Club Flashpoint. How's it going, everyone? It's Dale Flashpoint for a little guest snippet on Darkwood, the game of the month. Oh, what an exciting game to be playing on the spooky year. That's the theme I've been told, and I hope to join in for real, not for just a little snippet, on some of these games coming up because they just look great. But Darkwood specifically, I wanted to share a fun little story about playing Darkwood alone in the forest at night. Yeah, I got to do that. So kind of long story short, I went solo camping and I brought with me a pretty much coffin tent, just a little one person, you can barely sit up in it, really easy to backpack around with. And I happened to just be out on a spring night and I brought my Switch with me and I posted up. Didn't have a fire that night because it was well, I was camping somewhere I maybe shouldn't have been camping. We'll just leave it at that. So I watched the sunset near the water. I listened to the waves crashing. And when it finally got dark enough, I crawled into my tent and I bundled up and I plugged in some headphones and I played Darkwood until I got too scared, which I don't consider this game to be a scary game, right? I think it's kind of a tension game. A game where you really want to be focused on managing your resources so you can survive. I think it puts the survival more forward than the horror. Although the horror is good. I think the horror is good. So that's really all I wanted to say. Darkwood's a fun game. I like that one a lot. I'm glad you guys are playing it. And I look forward to listening to the episode. Cheers, Club Flashpoint. I miss you all. Have fun.